Hey there, you made it. I'm so happy you're here with me right now. I can almost see you all snuggled up, maybe in your favorite pajamas, ready to listen to a nice, calm story. Are you cozy under your blanket? Maybe you've got one leg sticking out because you like to live a little wild. I do that too sometimes. It feels so nice, doesn't it? Like you're warm and safe, but just a tiny bit adventurous. Welcome to this quiet little moment we're going to share. It's like a warm hug from a friend, and I'm so glad you're here. Before we start, I want to know something about you. Where are you listening from? Are you in your bedroom, or maybe in a car, or even outside under the stars? And what time is it where you are? Is it nighttime with the moon shining, or maybe it's early evening and the sky is turning pink and purple? I love hearing about where you are and what's around you. It makes me feel like we're sitting together, like two friends chatting by a cozy fire. I read all your answers, even when I'm up super late, like a sleepy raccoon with little tired eyes. So tell me, where are you and what time is it? I can't wait to know. Tonight, we're going to talk about something really fun and relaxing. We're going to imagine what it was like to be a rich medieval lord a long, long time ago. That's what our story is called, Your Life as a Rich Medieval Lord and More. Doesn't that sound neat? A medieval lord lived in a big castle with tall stone walls and shiny armor. He had horses and feasts and a big comfy bed with fluffy blankets. But don't worry, this isn't a loud, exciting story. It's a soft, sleepy one, perfect for closing your eyes and drifting off. We'll talk about what a lord did every day, how he got tired, and how he went to sleep in his big castle. It's going to be so calm and peaceful, like floating on a fluffy cloud. Let's start by getting even cozier. Maybe wiggle your toes under your blanket. Feel how soft it is, how it wraps around you like a warm hug. Can you hear anything around you right now? Maybe the hum of a fan or the chirp of a cricket outside or even your own slow breathing. Those little sounds are like a lullaby, helping you relax. I'm right here with you and we're going to take our time. There's no rush, no hurry. Just you, me, and this quiet story about a medieval lord. When I say medieval, I mean a time hundreds and hundreds of years ago, way back when people rode horses instead of cars and lived in castles instead of houses. A lord was like a boss of a big piece of land. He had a fancy home, lots of helpers, and even a sword or two. But even lords got sleepy, just like you and me. They yawned, stretched, and crawled into bed after a long day. That's what we're going to talk about, how a rich lord lived, worked, and rested. It's a story to make you feel calm and ready for sleep. I love thinking about you all tucked in listening to this. Are you in a big bed or maybe on a couch with a fluffy pillow? Is your room dark or do you have a little nightlight glowing? I bet it feels so nice to be there, all safe and warm. When I was little, I loved curling up with my blanket and listening to stories. My grandma used to tell me about faraway places, and her voice was so soft, it made my eyes heavy. That's what I want this to be like for you, a gentle voice to help you relax and dream. Let's talk a bit more about where you are. When you tell me where you're listening from, it's like you're sending me a little piece of your world. Maybe you're in a city with cars honking far away or in the country where you can hear frogs croaking. Maybe it's super late and everyone else is asleep, or maybe it's just getting dark and you're sneaking in some quiet time. I read every single answer and it makes me smile. Last week, someone said they were listening from their treehouse at midnight. How cool is that? So don't forget to tell me, where are you and what time is it? I'm waiting to hear. Now let's think about that medieval lord again. Imagine him in his castle. It's a huge place with big wooden doors and candles everywhere. The floors are made of stone and they feel cool under his feet. He wears a long robe, soft and warm, and maybe a shiny ring on his finger. His castle is full of people, cooks making bread, servants carrying water, and knights practicing with their swords. But at night, when everyone's asleep, the castle gets so quiet. You can hear the wind outside or maybe an owl hooting. That's when the Lord gets ready for bed, and that's what our story is about. I want you to feel like you're there in that castle, but also super comfy where you are. Maybe pull your blanket up a little higher so it's snug around your shoulders. Can you feel how soft it is? It's like the Lord's fancy blanket, keeping him warm in his big bed. I bet you're starting to feel a little sleepy already, aren't you? That's okay. This story is made for that. It's made to help you relax, to let your mind wander, and to make your eyelids feel heavy. Let's take a deep breath together. Ready? Breathe in slow, like you're smelling a warm cookie fresh from the oven. Now breathe out, soft and easy, like you're blowing out a tiny candle. Doesn't that feel nice? Let's do it again. In slow and calm, out gentle and quiet. Perfect, you're doing great. This is how we start our story, all relaxed and ready to listen. I'm so glad you're here with me. I know I said that already, but I mean it. You being here makes this story special. It's like we're sharing a secret, just you and me in this quiet little world. No one's going to bother us. No one's going to make us hurry. We're just going to talk about this medieval lord and his sleepy life and let the night take care of the rest. Let's think about that castle one more time. It's nighttime now and the lord is getting ready for bed. The castle is dark except for a few candles flickering on the walls. They make little shadows that dance like tiny ghosts playing. The lord walks through his great hall where he had a big feast earlier. There were plates of roasted chicken, bowls of stew, and sweet apples. Now the tables are empty and the room is still. He yawns, a big, slow yawn, and heads to his bedroom. His bedroom is so fancy. It has a huge bed with curtains around it like a little tent. The bed is piled with blankets and pillows, all soft and warm. There's a fire in the corner, crackling quietly, making the room glow orange. The lord takes off his heavy robe and slips into his nightshirt. It's long and loose like a big t-shirt. He climbs into bed and the mattress is stuffed with feathers, so it's super soft, like sinking into a cloud. But before we get too far into the lord's story, I want to hear from you again. Where are you right now? Are you in your room with posters on the walls, or maybe in a bunk bed with your brother or sister snoring nearby? What time is it? Is it late, or are you just starting to wind down? I love picturing you there, all cozy and ready for this story. It's like you're part of the castle too, listening from your own little corner of the world. I bet some of you are listening with a stuffed animal hugged tight. I had a teddy bear when I was little and I took him everywhere. His name was Mr. Fluffy and he made every bedtime feel safe. Do you have something like that? Maybe a bear or a bunny or even a favorite pillow. It's so nice to have something soft to hold while you listen. It's like the Lord holding his warm blanket, feeling safe in his big castle. Let's talk about why this story is so special. It's not about battles or dragons or anything loud. It's about quiet things like how the Lord got sleepy, how his bed felt, and how the castle sounded at night. Those are the best stories for bedtime because they help you feel calm. They're like a warm drink of milk or a soft song. They wrap around you and make you want to close your eyes. I'm going to keep my voice soft and slow, just like I'm whispering to you. Can you imagine me sitting by your bed telling you this story? Maybe I'm in a big chair with a candle glowing nearby, just like in the Lord's castle. Or maybe I'm a sleepy raccoon curled up at the foot of your bed telling you about medieval times. Either way, I'm right here, and I'm not going anywhere until you're ready to sleep. Let's think about that medieval lord again. His name is Lord Edwin, and he's a kind man with a big smile. He loves his castle, his family, and his dogs. Yes, he has dogs, big furry ones that follow him everywhere. At night, they sleep by the fire, and sometimes they snore so loud it makes Lord Edwin laugh. He's a happy lord, but he's also tired after a long day. Running a castle is hard work, even if you're rich. What do you think a lord does all day? He talks to people, makes sure the crops are growing, and checks on his horses. He might have a big meeting with other lords, or he might just sit by the fire and listen to music. But by nighttime, he's ready to rest. That's what we're going to talk about, how he gets ready for bed, what his room is like, and how he falls asleep. It's all so calm and cozy, perfect for you to listen to as you relax. I want you to feel like you're in that castle with Lord Edwin. Imagine walking through the big stone halls, hearing your footsteps echo. The air smells like wood and candles. You pass by a window, and outside the moon is shining, bright and round. It's so peaceful. You're not scared because the castle is strong and safe, and Lord Edwin is there, making sure everything is okay. Let's take another deep breath. In slow and easy, like you're smelling a flower. Out soft and quiet, like you're blowing a bubble. One more time. In nice and calm. Out gentle and slow. You're doing so great. I bet your eyes are starting to feel a little heavy, aren't they? That's perfect. This story is all about helping you feel sleepy and happy. I love that you're here listening to me. It makes me feel like I'm not alone, like we're sharing this quiet night together. I bet you're somewhere really nice right now. Maybe your room is full of your favorite things, like books or toys or a big soft rug. Maybe you're sharing a room with someone and you can hear them breathing softly. Or maybe you're all by yourself with just the sound of my voice to keep you company. Wherever you are, I'm so glad you're here. Let's talk about that question again because I really want to know. Where are you listening from? Is it a place you love, like your bedroom, or somewhere new, like a vacation house? What time is it? Is it super late or just bedtime? I read every answer, and it's like getting a little gift from you. It makes me smile, even when I'm tired and yawning like that sleepy raccoon I told you about. When I say sleepy raccoon, I mean me staying up late to tell you this story. I imagine myself with little whiskers and a fluffy tail, curled up with a cup of warm tea, talking about medieval lords. It's a funny picture, isn't it? I bet you're smiling right now, thinking about a raccoon telling stories. That's what I want, for you to feel happy and cozy while you listen. Let's think about Lord Edwin's castle one more time before we move on. It's such a cool place. The walls are made of big gray stones, and there are tapestries hanging everywhere. Tapestries are like big pictures made of cloth, with colors like red, blue, and gold. They show stories of knights and forests and stars. Lord Edwin loves looking at them when he's tired because they make him feel calm. He walks past them on his way to bed, his candle making the colors glow. His bedroom is the best part of the castle. It's not just a room, it's like a little world of its own. The bed is huge, with posts as tall as trees. There are curtains around it so he can close them and feel like he's in a cozy cave. The blankets are thick and warm, and the pillows are stuffed with soft feathers. When Lord Edwin lies down, he sinks in and it feels like the bed is hugging him. That's what I want you to feel right now, like your bed is hugging you, keeping you safe and warm. I bet you're getting sleepier now, aren't you? That's okay. You don't have to stay awake for the whole story. If your eyes close, that's perfect. This story is made to help you drift off, to make you feel like you're floating in a soft, warm cloud. I'll keep talking, slow and quiet, so you can listen as long as you want. Let's talk about why I love telling these stories. It's because I know how nice it feels to hear a calm voice when you're trying to sleep. When I was your age, I had trouble falling asleep sometimes. My mind would race, thinking about school or games or what I was going to do tomorrow. But then my mom or grandma would tell me a story, and their voices were so gentle, it was like magic. I want to be that magic for you, with this story about a medieval lord. I'm so curious about you. I keep asking where you are because I want to picture you there. Are you in a big city with lights sparkling outside? Or maybe a small town where it's super quiet at night? Is it cold where you are so you're all bundled up, or warm so you've got a fan blowing? And what time is it? Is it way past your bedtime, or are you just getting ready to sleep? I love knowing these things because it makes me feel closer to you. Let's imagine you're in Lord Edwin's castle for a moment. You're not the lord, but you're his friend visiting for the night. He shows you to a guest room, and it's so fancy. There's a big bed with soft blankets, a fire in the corner, and a window looking out at the stars. Lord Edwin gives you a warm drink, maybe some milk with honey, and says, "Sleep well, my friend." You climb into bed, and it's the coziest place you've ever been. That's how I want you to feel right now, listening to this story. I bet some of you are wondering what a medieval lord's life was really like. Don't worry, we'll get to that in the next part of the story. We'll talk about his day, his chores, and how he got so sleepy. But for now, I just want you to relax and enjoy this quiet moment. There's nothing you need to do, know where you need to go. Just listen to my voice, feel your blanket, and let yourself rest. Let's take one more deep breath together. In, slow and soft, like you're smelling a warm loaf of bread. Out, easy and quiet, like you're blowing out a birthday candle. You're so good at this. I bet you're feeling super calm now, maybe even a little sleepy. That's exactly what we want. I'm so happy you're here with me. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. You being here makes this story feel like a real adventure, even though it's a quiet one. We're going to talk about Lord Edwin and his castle, and how he went to sleep every night. It's going to be so relaxing, like a warm bath or a soft song. You don't have to do anything but listen and let your mind wander. One last time, because I really want to know, where are you listening from and what time is it? Are you in your bed, or maybe on a couch with a big pillow? Is it dark outside, or can you still see the sky? I love hearing from you, and I read every answer, even when I'm super tired, like that sleepy raccoon I keep talking about. So tell me, and then we'll start our story about the rich medieval lord. Tonight, we're going to talk about your life as a rich medieval lord and more. It's a story about a kind lord, his cozy castle, and how he rested after a long day. It's perfect for falling asleep because it's slow, soft, and full of calm things. So settle in, pull your blanket close, and let's get ready to dream about castles and quiet nights. I'm right here with you, and we're going to have a wonderful time. Close your eyes and imagine a big, strong castle made of gray stones. The year is 1250, a long, long time ago. You're not in your house or your town anymore. You're in a different world, a place where everything feels slow and quiet. The air smells like smoke from a fire and wet dirt after rain. You're a rich medieval lord, which means you're important, like a boss of a big piece of land. Your life is full of special things, like glowing torches on the walls, warm wool cloaks that feel like heavy blankets, and the soft clink of silver coins in a leather pouch. This world is so different from ours, and we're going to explore it together, nice and slow, as a fire crackles nearby, making you feel warm and sleepy. Let's picture that castle. It's huge, with tall walls that reach up to the sky. The stones are rough and cool when you touch them. Inside, the rooms are big, with high ceilings and wooden beams. There are no electric lights, no TVs, no phones buzzing or beeping. Instead, there are candles and torches, their flames dancing like little stars. The light is soft, not bright, and it makes everything feel cozy, like you're wrapped in a big hug. The castle is your home, and it's where you feel safe. As a rich lord, you have a lot of nice things. Your clothes are made of soft wool or even silk, which feels smooth like a petal. Your cloak is thick and warm, perfect for chilly days. You wear a shiny ring on your finger and maybe a belt with a silver buckle that sparkles in the firelight. You have coins too, not paper money like we use today, but round, heavy coins made of silver or gold. When you drop them, they make a clinking sound like tiny bells. These things make you feel special, but they also remind you that you have important jobs to do. Life in 1250 moves slowly, like a lazy river. There's no rush, no running to catch a bus or answer a text. Everything follows the rhythm of nature. In spring, the fields turn green and farmers plant seeds. In summer, the sun shines warm and crops grow tall. In fall, everyone harvests apples and wheat, and in winter, the world gets quiet, covered in snow. You, as the Lord, watch over all this. You make sure the farmers have what they need, and you keep the castle running smoothly. It's a big job, but it's not hectic like today. You take your time, and that feels nice. The church bells ring every day, and they help you know what time it is. There are no clocks ticking or alarms going off. Instead, the bells call people to pray or tell them it's time to eat or work. Their sound is deep and soft, like a song that floats over the fields. You hear them from your castle, and they make you feel calm, like everything is in its place. The bells are like a friend, always there, reminding you to slow down and breathe. The stars are important too. At night, when you look out your window, the sky is full of them, twinkling like diamonds. There are no streetlights to make the sky glow, so the stars are super bright. People in 1250 watch the stars to know when to plant crops or travel. You, as a lord, might look at them and feel small but also safe, like the stars are watching over you. They're part of your world, just like the bells and the seasons, and they help you feel connected to everything. Let's think about what's missing in this world. There are no cars, so you ride horses or walk. Horses are your friends with soft noses and big, kind eyes. They carry you through the fields or to other castles. There are no computers or video games, so you spend your time talking, eating, or listening to music. Musicians might play a lute, which is like a guitar or a flute, and the music is soft and sweet, like a lullaby. There are no refrigerators, so food is kept in cool cellars or cooked fresh every day. It's a simple life, even for a rich lord, and it feels peaceful. Your castle is always busy, but not loud. Servants move quietly, carrying water or sweeping floors. Cooks stir pots of stew over the fire, and the smell of bread baking fills the air. Knights practice with swords outside, but their clanging is far away like a soft echo. Everyone has a job, and you, as the lord, make sure they're all okay. You're like the leader of a big family, and that makes you feel proud, but also tired by the end of the day. The air in the castle is special. It's cool and a little damp because the stone walls hold the chill. But there's always a fire burning somewhere in the great hall or your bedroom, and it makes everything warm and cozy. The fire smells like wood and smoke, a good smell that makes you want to yawn. Sometimes you sit by the fire, watching the flames flicker, and it feels like the world is slowing down just for you. The crackling sound is like a whisper telling you it's okay to rest. Your responsibilities are a big part of your life. You own a lot of land with fields, forests, and villages. People live on your land and they grow food or make things like cloth or tools. You make sure they have enough to eat and a safe place to live. In return, they give you some of their crops or work for you. It's like a deal, and you try to be fair. Sometimes you solve problems, like if two farmers argue about a cow. Other times you plan big feasts or meet with other lords. It's a lot to think about, but you have helpers like your steward, who's like a manager, and your wife, who's smart and kind. Even though you're rich, life isn't perfect. The castle can be cold in winter, and sometimes the food isn't as tasty as you'd like. You might get a headache from thinking about all your jobs, or your horse might be stubborn and not want to ride. But these things don't make you mad. You're used to them and you know tomorrow will be a new day. That's how life was back then, simple, slow, and full of little moments that made you feel alive. Let's imagine a day in your life as this, Lord. You wake up when the sun rises and the light comes through a narrow window. Your bed is big with a soft mattress stuffed with feathers. The blankets are heavy and they smell like lavender, a sweet flower that helps you sleep. You get up, put on your warm clothes, and walk to the great hall. That's where you eat breakfast, maybe some bread and cheese with a cup of warm milk. The hall is big, with long tables and a fire roaring. Your dogs are there, wagging their tails, hopping for a piece of your bread. After breakfast, you walk outside. The courtyard is busy with people, servants carrying buckets, kids chasing chickens, and knights polishing their armor. The air is fresh and you can smell the grass and the horses. You check on your fields, riding your horse through the paths. The crops are growing and the farmers wave to you. You feel proud, knowing your land is doing well. It's a good feeling, like when you finish your homework and know you did a great job. By noon, you're hungry again, so you go back to the castle for lunch. The cooks have made a big meal with soup, roasted meat, and apples. You sit at a long table with your family and some guests. Everyone talks and laughs, and the room feels warm and happy. You eat slowly, enjoying every bite. The food makes you feel full and a little sleepy, like when you have a big holiday dinner. In the afternoon, you have more work to do. Maybe you meet with your steward to talk about money or crops. Maybe you visit a village to see how the people are doing. Or maybe you just sit in your favorite chair by the fire, reading a letter from another lord. Everything you do is important, but it's not rushed. You take your time, and that makes you feel calm. As the sun starts to set, the castle gets quieter. The bells ring again, calling people to evening prayers. You go to the chapel, a small room with colorful windows and candles. You pray for your family, your land, and a good night's sleep. The chapel is peaceful and the soft light makes you yawn. You're starting to feel tired, and that's okay. The day is almost done and soon you'll be in your cozy bed. Let's think about what makes this life so different from ours. Today we have so many things: phones, cars, computers, lights that turn on with a switch. We're always busy, running from one thing to the next. But in 1250, life was slower. There were no screens, phones, or computers to distract you. The world was quiet, tied to nature and simple things. As a lord, you didn't need to keep up with emails or news. You focused on your land, your people, and the seasons. That made life feel lighter, even with all your responsibilities. The wealth you had as a lord made things easier. You didn't have to work in the fields or cook your own food. You had servants to help, and your castle was full of nice things like soft blankets and shiny dishes. But even with all that, you were still human. You got tired, you worried, and you needed sleep, just like everyone else. Your wealth gave you comfort, but it didn't make you perfect. You still felt the cold in winter or the heat in summer. You still had days when things went wrong. Let's imagine walking through your castle again. The halls are long with stone floors that echo when you walk. The walls have tapestries, which are like big cloth pictures showing nights or forests. They're colorful with reds, blues, and golds, and they make the castle feel warm. You pass by windows tall and narrow, letting in soft light. Outside, you can see fields stretching far with green grass and golden wheat. It's beautiful, like a painting, and it makes you feel proud to be the lord. The smells in the castle are so different from today. There's no smell of cars or factories. Instead, you smell wood burning in the fire, fresh bread from the kitchen, and sometimes flowers from the garden. The air is clean and it feels good to breathe it. You might smell horses or hay when you're near the stables, but even that smells natural, like part of the world you live in. Your life is tied to the people around you. Your family is close, your wife, your kids, maybe your parents or siblings. They live in the castle with you and you see them every day. Your wife helps run the castle, making sure the servants know what to do. Your kids play in the courtyard or learn to read and write. They're happy and that makes you happy. You also have friends, other lords or ladies, who visit for feasts or meetings. Everyone works together like a big team. The church is a big part of your life. You go to pray every day and it's a quiet time to think. The church teaches you to be kind and fair, and you try to do that as a lord. You give food to the poor and help people who are sick. It's part of your job, but it also feels good, like when you share your snacks with a friend. The church makes you feel like you're part of something bigger, like the stars or the seasons. Let's think about the sounds of your world. There are no loud machines or honking cars. Instead, you hear the wind rustling the trees or birds singing in the morning. You hear the clop-clop of horses' hooves or the soft voices of servants working. The church bells ring steady and calm, and sometimes you hear music from a lute or a singer. These sounds are gentle and they make you feel relaxed, like when you listen to rain on your window. Your castle is a safe place. The walls are thick and there are guards to protect you. You don't worry about bad things happening because you're strong and your people trust you, but you still have to be careful. Sometimes other lords might argue or there might be a storm that hurts the crops. You solve these problems slowly, talking and thinking, and it usually works out. That's what makes you a good lord. As the day ends, you feel the weight of your responsibilities, but it's not heavy. It's like carrying a backpack that's full but not too much. You know you've done your best and that's enough. The castle starts to get dark and the torches are lit, their flames small and warm. You walk to your room, feeling the cool stone under your feet. The fire in your bedroom is burning low and the air smells like smoke and lavender. Let's settle into this world a little more. Imagine sitting by the fire, your cloak wrapped around you. The flames flicker and the wood pops softly like a tiny hug from the fire. You look around and the room is quiet. Your dogs are curled up nearby, their fur soft and warm. The bed is waiting with its heavy blankets and fluffy pillows. You yawn a big, slow yawn and it feels good, like your body is saying, time to rest. This world is so different from ours, but it's beautiful in its own way. It's slow, tied to the earth and the sky. There's no rush, no noise, just the simple rhythm of life. You, as the Lord, have a big job, but you also have comfort, your castle, your family, your warm fire. It's a life that makes you feel important, but also human, with tired eyes and a need for sleep. Let's take a deep breath together, nice and slow. Breathe in, smelling the wood smoke and cool air. Breathe out, letting your shoulders relax. One more time. In, soft and calm. Out, easy and quiet. You're here in this medieval world and it's cozy and safe. The fire crackles, the castle is still, and you're ready to keep listening, feeling sleepier with every word. This is your life as a rich medieval lord, and it's a good one. You have work, but you also have rest. You have responsibilities, but you also have love. The world is simple and it holds you gently like a warm blanket. Let's keep going, slow and easy. As we move deeper into this quiet, sleepy story, let's meet someone special. His name is Lord Edwin, and he's a kind man who lives in a big stone castle a long, long time ago, around the year 1250. Lord Edwin is the boss of a place called a manor, which is like a big farm with a house, fields, and a village. He's got a heart as warm as a sunny day, and he's the kind of person you'd want to sit with by a fire. His beard is soft and gray, like a fluffy cloud, and when he smiles, his eyes twinkle like stars. Edwin loves to laugh, and his laugh is loud and happy, bouncing off the walls of his big hall. He's a sleepy guy, always ready to take a nap by the warm fireplace, and tonight we're going to follow him through his day, all the way to his cozy bed. Picture Lord Edwin in his castle. He's not super tall, but he stands straight, with a friendly face that makes everyone feel safe. His beard is his favorite thing. He strokes it when he's thinking, and it's so soft, like petting a kitten. He wears a long robe made of wool, warm and comfy, with a belt that has a shiny buckle. His shoes are leather, and they make a soft tap-tap sound when he walks on the stone floors. Edwin looks important because he is, but he's also gentle, like a grandpa who tells you stories. Edwin's manor isn't the biggest in the land, but it's perfect for him. It has a strong castle with tall walls, a big hall for eating and talking, and a cozy bedroom where he sleeps. Outside, there are fields where farmers grow wheat and vegetables, and a stable full of horses. There's even a little village where people live, and Edwin takes care of them all. He makes sure they have food, homes, and safety. In return, they help him run the manor. It's like a big family, and Edwin is the dad who watches over everyone. What makes Edwin so special is how much he loves the simple things. He has 2 big dogs called hounds with floppy ears and wagging tails. Their names are Rusty and Clover, and they follow him everywhere. When Edwin sits by the fire, Rusty curls up at his feet and Clover rests her head on his knee. Their fur is soft, and Edwin pets them until he feels sleepy. The dogs love him, and he loves them back, giving them bits of bread from his plate when no one's looking. Edwin also loves his spiced wine. It's a warm drink made from grapes with a little bit of cinnamon and cloves mixed in. It smells sweet, like cookies baking, and it makes his cheeks feel warm. He sips it slowly from a silver cup, sitting in a big wooden chair. The taste is so nice, it makes him sigh and close his eyes. Sometimes he falls asleep right there, with the cup still in his hand, and his servants smile because they know he's happy. Another thing Edwin loves is his wife, Lady Margaret. She's kind and smart, with long hair she braids every morning. When she's sewing or doing embroidery, which is like drawing with thread, she hums a soft song. The sound is gentle, like a bird singing, and Edwin can hear it from across the room. It makes him feel calm, like everything is okay. He loves sitting near her, watching her needle move up and down, while her humming wraps around him like a warm blanket. Margaret is his best friend, and they talk about everything: his day, her sewing, or what they'll eat for supper. Edwin is a sleepy person by nature. He yawns a lot, big yawns that make his eyes water. He loves naps, especially in the afternoon when the sun is warm. His favorite spot is by the hearth, which is a big fireplace in the great hall. The fire crackles and pops, and the warmth makes his eyelids heavy. He sits in his chair with Rusty and Clover nearby, and before he knows it, he's dozing off. His head tilts back, and he snores a little, soft and quiet, like a purring cat. Everyone in the castle knows not to wake him, because Lord Edwin loves his naps. Even though he's sleepy, Edwin's days are full. He wakes up early when the sky is just turning pink. He eats breakfast in the great hall with long tables and benches. The food is simple but yummy: bread, cheese, and maybe some apples. His dogs sit by his side, hopping for a treat. After breakfast, he walks around the manor, checking on the fields or talking to his steward, who helps him keep everything organized. He might ride his horse, a big brown one named Star, to visit the village. All these things keep him busy, but he does them slowly, with a smile. Let's imagine Edwin's great hall. It's a huge room with stone walls and a high ceiling. There are colorful cloths called tapestries hanging on the walls, showing pictures of horses or forests. The floor is covered with rushes, which are like soft grasses, and they smell fresh like a meadow. The hearth is always burning, with logs that glow red and orange. The fire makes the room warm, and the light dances on Edwin's face. He loves this room because it's where he eats, talks, and laughs with his family and friends. Edwin's laugh is one of the best things about him. It's loud and happy, like a bell ringing. When he hears a funny story, like how a pig ran through the village, he laughs so hard his beard shakes. Everyone in the hall smiles when they hear it because it's like music. Even when he's tired, his laugh makes people feel good. It's like the fire in the hearth, warming up the whole room. Let's think about what Edwin does in a day. After breakfast, he might meet with his steward to talk about the manor. The steward tells him how much wheat the farmers grew or if the village needs a new well. Edwin listens, stroking his beard, and nods. He likes helping people, so he thinks carefully about what to do. Sometimes he walks to the stables to see his horses. He pats Star's nose and gives him an apple. The horses make him happy because they're strong and loyal, just like his dogs. By noon, Edwin is ready for lunch. The cooks make a big meal with soup, bread, and roasted chicken. Edwin sits at the head of the table with Margaret next to him. Their kids are there too, a boy named Thomas and a girl named Alice. They're noisy, giggling, and asking for more bread, but Edwin loves it. He tells them stories about when he was young, like the time he fell off a horse and landed in a puddle. Everyone laughs, and the room feels full of love. In the afternoon, Edwin might have more work. He could visit a farmer who needs help or talk to a knight about keeping the manor safe. Sometimes he just sits in the garden with Margaret, watching bees buzz around the flowers. The garden is small but pretty, with roses and herbs that smell sweet. Edwin likes to pick a flower for Margaret, and she tucks it in her hair. These quiet moments make him feel peaceful, like the world is just right. As the day goes on, Edwin gets tireder. His legs feel heavy and his eyes start to blink slowly. He yawns big and loud, and Margaret teases him, saying he sounds like a bear. He laughs because he knows it's true. By evening, he's ready to relax. He sips his spiced wine, listens to Margaret's humming, and pets his dogs. The castle gets quiet and the fire burns low. Edwin knows it's almost time for bed, and that makes him happy because he loves to sleep. Let's picture Edwin's bedroom. It's not huge, but it's cozy, with a big bed that has wooden posts like trees. The bed has a mattress stuffed with feathers, so it's soft like a cloud. There are heavy blankets, warm and thick, and pillows that smell like lavender. A fire burns in a small hearth, making the room glow. The walls have more tapestries with pictures of stars and rivers. There's a window, tall and narrow, letting in the moonlight. Edwin loves his room because it's where he feels safe and ready to rest. Edwin's dogs sleep in the room too. Rusty and Clover have a soft mat by the fire, and they curl up together, their tails wagging even in their dreams. Sometimes one of them snores, and Edwin chuckles as he climbs into bed. Margaret is there, brushing her hair or reading a book by candlelight. Her humming fills the room, soft and sweet, like a lullaby. Edwin lies down, pulls the blankets up, and feels the bed hug him. He's so tired, but it's a good tired, the kind that promises sleep. Let's think about why Edwin is so lovable. He's kind to everyone, even the servants who sweep the floors. He says thank you when they bring him food, and he asks about their families. He's fair too, making sure no one goes hungry. When a farmer's cow gets sick, Edwin sends help because he cares. He's not perfect. He forgets things sometimes, like where he put his favorite ring, but he laughs about it. That's what makes him special. He's important, but he's also just a person like you or me. Edwin's sleepy nature is part of his charm. He's always yawning, always ready for a nap. When he's not working, you can find him by the hearth, his eyes half closed, a dog on his lap. He dreams a lot, even during his naps, about silly things like flying horses or a feast with endless cake. His dreams make him smile, and when he wakes up, he tells Margaret about them. She laughs and says he's the sleepiest lord in the land. Let's imagine a moment with Edwin. It's late afternoon and he's sitting in the great hall. The fire is warm and Rusty is snoring at his feet. Edwin holds his silver cup, sipping spiced wine. The room is quiet, except for the crackle of the fire and Margaret's humming from another room. Edwin's eyes are heavy and he leans back in his chair. He thinks about his day, talking to the steward, writing Star, eating lunch with his kids. It was a good day, and now he's ready to rest. He yawns, stretches, and feels his body relax. Edwin's life is busy, but it's not stressful. He takes his time, doing one thing then another. He doesn't rush because there's no need. The manor runs smoothly thanks to his kindness and his helpers. He knows that after a long day, he'll sleep well, and that makes him happy. Sleep is his reward, like a big hug from the castle itself. Let's talk about Edwin's family again. Margaret is his partner, and they work together to keep the manor happy. She's good at organizing feasts and making sure the castle is clean. Thomas, their son, is 8 years old and loves to run around with the dogs. Alice, their daughter, is 6 and likes to draw pictures with charcoal. Edwin loves watching them play, and he tells them bedtime stories about nights and forests. His family makes his heart full, and he feels lucky every day. Edwin's hounds are like family too. Rusty is big and brown with a loud bark but a gentle heart. Clover is smaller with golden fur and big eyes. They follow Edwin everywhere, even to the stables or the garden. At night, they sleep by the fire, and their soft breathing is like a song. Edwin talks to them sometimes, telling them about his day, and they wag their tails like they understand. He loves their loyalty, and they make him feel less alone. Let's think about Edwin's manor one more time. It's a busy place, but it's calm. The fields are green, the village is happy, and the castle is strong. Edwin walks through it every day, saying hello to everyone. He knows their names, from the cook 0x0F0B1B6B13764B2F, 8F4D4D6F6F6D6F6D. 6th grade vocabulary continued. Cook who makes his favorite soup to the boy who cleans the stables. He's like a big brother to them, kind but strong. His manor is a home, not just a place, and that's because of Edwin's heart. Let's imagine Edwin getting ready for bed. The day is done and the castle is quiet. He walks to his room, his dogs trailing behind. The fire in his bedroom is low and the air smells like lavender. He takes off his robe and puts on a long nightshirt, soft like a big t-shirt. He climbs into bed and the blankets are heavy and warm. Margaret is already there, humming softly. Edwin smiles, pets Rusty and Clover, and closes his eyes. He's sleepy and the world feels perfect. Let's take a deep breath together, nice and slow. Breathe in, smelling the fire and lavender. Breathe out, letting your body relax. One more time. In, soft and calm. Out, easy and quiet. You're with Lord Edwin in his cozy castle, and you're feeling sleepier every second. His kindness, his laugh, his love for his dogs and family, they're all part of this story, and they're wrapping you in a warm hug. Edwin is our friend tonight, and we're going to follow him through his day, all the way to his soft bed. He's lovable, sleepy, and kind, and his world is a calm place to rest. Let's keep going, slow and gentle, as we drift deeper into this quiet, cozy story. The sun is just waking up, sneaking over the hills like a shy friend. Its light is soft and golden, like honey spilled on the ground. It touches the big stone walls of Lord Edwin's castle, making them glow warm and pretty. Inside, Edwin is still in his big bed, cozy and warm. His bed has a canopy, which is like a little roof made of cloth, hanging over him like a soft tent. The sheets are made of linen, smooth and cool against his skin like a gentle breeze. He's sleeping, his gray beard fluffy like a cloud, but the sunlight creeps in, whispering that it's time to start the day. Edwin stirs, which means he moves a little, like when you wiggle under your blanket. His eyes open slowly, blinking at the light coming through a narrow window. He yawns, a big, slow yawn that makes his whole face stretch. It's the kind of yawn that feels good, like your body is saying, "Good morning." His bed is so comfy, with a mattress stuffed with feathers, soft like a pile of pillows. The blankets are heavy and warm, smelling a tiny bit like lavender, a sweet flower that makes him sleepy. He doesn't want to get up yet, but he knows the day is waiting, so he stretches his arms and sits up. There's a soft knock at the door, quiet like a mouse tapping. It's a servant, a kind person who helps Edwin with his day. The servant carries a big bowl called a basin filled with water. The water smells nice, like herbs, maybe mint or rosemary, fresh and clean. The servant sets the basin on a wooden table, bows a little, and leaves. Edwin swings his legs out of bed, his bare feet touching the cool stone floor. Brr, it's chilly. He giggles to himself because it wakes him up a tiny bit, like splashing cold water on your face. Edwin walks to the basin, his nightshirt long and loose like a big t-shirt. He dips his hands in the water and it's cold but nice. He splashes it on his face, feeling the drops run down his cheeks and into his beard. The herb smell makes him smile like he's standing in a garden. He washes his face slowly, rubbing his eyes to chase away the sleepiness. The water wakes him just enough, but not too much. He's still a little dreamy, like when you're half awake on a lazy morning. Outside, the castle courtyard is starting to buzz, like a beehive waking up. The courtyard is a big open space in the middle of the castle where people work and animals live. Carts creak as servants pull them, carrying wood or sacks of grain. The wheels make a slow, squeaky sound, like a song that's not too loud. Chickens cluck and strut around, pecking at the ground, their feathers fluffy and white. A rooster crows, loud and proud, saying, "It's morning." Edwin hears all this through his window, and it makes him feel like the castle is alive, ready for a new day. Edwin yawns again, even bigger this time, and his dogs, Rusty and Clover, look up from their mat by the fire. Their tails wag thump-thump on the floor because they know it's time to start the day. Rusty stretches, his big brown body long like a sausage, and Clover shakes her golden fur, making a funny fluffing sound. Edwin laughs, a soft chuckle, because his dogs are so silly. He pets them, their fur warm and soft, and says, "Good morning, you too." They wag harder, happy to see him. He puts on his clothes, moving slow like a turtle. First he pulls on a long shirt, then a wool tunic, which is like a cozy sweater. His pants are soft, tied with a leather belt that has a shiny buckle. He slips on his boots, made of leather, and they feel snug, like a hug for his feet. The boots scuff the stone floor as he walks, making a soft scrape-scrape sound. It's a quiet noise, like when you shuffle in slippers. Edwin likes how it echoes in the room, making him feel like he's part of the castle. Before he leaves his room, Edwin looks around. The fire in the hearth is low, just a few glowing coals, but it's still warm. The tapestries on the walls show pictures of trees and stars, their colors soft in the morning light. His bed looks so inviting with its fluffy blankets, but he knows he'll be back tonight. He smiles at Rusty and Clover, who follow him, their paws pattering on the floor. It's time to go to morning prayers, a calm way to start the day. Edwin walks down a long hall, the stones cool under his boots. The hall is quiet except for the soft flicker of torches on the walls. Their flames are small, like candles, and they make shadows dance, like little friends waving hello. The air smells like wood smoke and stone, a clean old smell that makes Edwin feel at home. He moves slowly, no rush, just taking one step at a time. His dogs trot beside him, their tails wagging like flags. Clover stops to sniff a corner, and Edwin laughs because she's always curious. The castle is waking up all around him. He hears a servant sweeping, the broom making a swish-swish sound. Somewhere a door creaks open and a cook shouts for more firewood. It's not loud, just a gentle hum, like when your house is busy but calm. Edwin likes this feeling, like the castle is a big family all working together. He passes a window and the golden sunlight pours in, warming his face. He stops for a second, closing his eyes, feeling the sun like a soft blanket. Let's imagine the courtyard again, because it's so alive. It's a big square with a dirt ground surrounded by stone walls. There are stables where horses live, their heads poking out, munching hay. A cart rolls by, piled with barrels of apples, and the driver waves to Edwin. Chickens scatter, clucking like they're gossiping. A little boy chases a pig, giggling, and the pig squeals, running in circles. It's a funny sight, and Edwin smiles, his beard twitching. The courtyard is happy, and it makes him feel good to be the Lord. Edwin heads to the chapel, a small room in the castle, for prayers. The chapel is special, with colorful windows that make the light look like rainbows. The windows show pictures of angels and stars, glowing red, blue, and gold. Inside, it's cool and quiet, like a secret hideout. There are wooden benches, a little table called an altar, and candles flickering softly. Edwin kneels on a cushion, his dogs lying beside him. He closes his eyes and prays, asking for a good day, for his family to be safe, and for the farmers to have enough food. His voice is soft, like a whisper, and it feels peaceful. The priest, an old man with a kind face, says a few words, like a short story about being good. Edwin listens, his head bowed, feeling calm. The chapel smells like wax from the candles and a little bit like flowers because someone put roses on the altar. The air is still and Edwin's breathing slows down like when you're almost asleep. Prayers don't take long, but they make him feel ready for the day, like a warm hug from the morning. When prayers are done, Edwin stands up, his knees a little creaky. He's not old, but he's not young either, and mornings make him move slow. He pats Rusty's head and Clover licks his hand, making him laugh. "You silly dog," he says, his voice soft like a song. He walks out of the chapel, back into the hall, and the castle feels even more awake now. The sun is higher, and the golden light is everywhere, making the stones look warm and friendly. Edwin's stomach rumbles, and he knows it's time for breakfast. He heads to the great hall, a big room where everyone eats. The hall is long, with tables and benches made of dark wood. A fire burns in the hearth, crackling happily, and the air smells like fresh bread. Servants are setting out food, bread, cheese, and bowls of porridge, which is like oatmeal. There's milk to drink, warm and sweet. Edwin sits at the head of the table, his favorite spot, with Rusty and Clover at his feet. They look up, hopping for a crumb, and he sneaks them a tiny piece of bread when Margaret isn't watching. Let's picture the great hall. The ceiling is high, with wooden beams like the bones of a giant. Tapestries hang on the walls, showing nights and forests, their colors bright in the sunlight. The floor is covered with rushes, soft grasses that smell like a field. The tables are full of people, servants, knights, and Edwin's family. Margaret is there smiling, and their kids, Thomas and Alice, are chattering about a frog they saw. The hall is noisy but happy, like a big party that's not too loud. Edwin eats slowly, chewing his bread, which is crusty outside and soft inside. The cheese is sharp, making his tongue tingle, and the porridge is warm, like a hug in his stomach. He sips his milk, feeling it warm his throat. Eating makes him feel awake, but also cozy, like when you have cereal on a cold morning. He talks to Margaret, asking about her plans, and she tells him she's sewing a new cloak. Their kids giggle, dropping crumbs, and Edwin laughs because mornings are his favorite time. After breakfast, Edwin knows the day will get busier. He'll check the fields, talk to his steward, or maybe ride his horse, Star. But for now, he's happy to sit, feeling the warmth of the fire and the love of his family. His boots scuff the floor as he shifts, and Rusty snores softly, already napping. Edwin yawns again because he's still a little sleepy, but it's a good sleepy, the kind that makes the day feel soft and slow. Let's think about the rhythm of Edwin's morning. It's not fast like when you rush to school. It's gentle like a song with no hurry. He wakes up, washes his face, goes to prayers, and eats breakfast all at his own pace. The castle helps him with its sounds and smells, like the creak of carts or the cluck of chickens. Everything moves together like a dance, and Edwin is part of it. He doesn't need to run or worry. He just takes one step, then another, and the day unfolds like a flower opening. The courtyard is still busy outside. A horse whinnies, loud and happy, and a girl sings while carrying water. The air smells like hay and bread, fresh and clean. Edwin can hear it all from the great hall, and it makes him feel like the manor is a big, happy place. He's the lord, but he's not bossy. He's kind, saying hello to everyone, even the boy who sweeps the stables. That's why people like him, because he cares. Let's imagine Edwin standing up from breakfast. His tunic is a little wrinkled, and he smooths it with his hands. He pats his beard, making sure no crumbs are stuck in it, and Margaret laughs, saying he looks like a bear grooming. He grins because he loves her teasing. He calls Rusty and Clover, who jump up ready to follow. The hall is still full of people eating, but Edwin knows it's time to start his work. He walks to the door, his boots scuffing, and steps into the courtyard. The sunlight is brighter now, warming his face. The courtyard is loud with life, carts, chickens, people talking. A cat runs by, chasing a leaf, and Edwin chuckles because it's so silly. He takes a deep breath, smelling the fresh air, and feels ready for the day. There's no rush, just the slow beat of the morning, like a heartbeat. He'll go to the stables next, or maybe the fields, but for now he stands there, happy to be part of his world. Let's take a deep breath together, slow and easy. Breathe in, smelling the bread and hay. Breathe out, letting your shoulders relax. One more time. In, soft and calm. Out, gentle and quiet. You're with Lord Edwin in his busy but peaceful morning, and you're feeling cozy and sleepy. His day is just starting, but it's slow and kind, like a warm hug from the castle. This is how Edwin's morning begins, with sunlight, prayers, and a full heart. He's awake but not rushed, moving through his day like a river flowing gently. Let's keep following him nice and slow as we drift deeper into this quiet, cozy story. Lord Edwin's day is like a pretty picture, growing little by little, one piece at a time. He doesn't rush or hurry. He does one small job, then another, like putting stones in a wall to make it strong. Each task is simple, and he takes his time, moving slow like a turtle walking on soft grass. By noon, he's tired, his eyes feeling heavy, like when you want a nap after playing outside. Let's follow Edwin through his morning, watching him do his chores as the castle hums around him and the world feels calm and far away. It's still early, just after breakfast. The sun is climbing higher, shining bright on the gray stone walls of the castle. Edwin is in the great hall, his belly full of bread and cheese. His dogs, Rusty and Clover, are curled up by the fire, their tails wagging softly. Edwin yawns, a big yawn that makes his beard wiggle, and he knows it's time to start his work. He doesn't feel rushed, though. He likes to do things one at a time, making sure each job is done right. It's like when you build a tower with blocks, placing each one carefully so it doesn't fall. His first task is to meet his steward. A steward is like a helper who keeps track of everything in the manor, like how much food there is or how many cows the farmers have. The steward's name is John, and he's a serious man with a pointy nose and a big book full of numbers. Edwin walks to a small room off the great hall where John is waiting. The room is quiet, with a wooden table and a window letting in golden light. There's a smell of ink and parchment, which is like paper but made from animal skin. It's a little crinkly and smells old, like a library. John stands up when Edwin comes in, holding a long piece of parchment. "Good morning, my lord," he says, his voice soft but clear. Edwin smiles and sits in a big chair, his boots scuffing the stone floor. "Good morning, John," he says, his voice warm like a cozy blanket. John starts reading from the parchment, telling Edwin about the harvest. The harvest is when farmers pick all the crops, like wheat and apples, from the fields. John says, "The wheat is growing tall, and we have 50 sacks already. The apples are red and juicy, and the farmers need more baskets." Edwin listens, nodding his head. He strokes his gray beard, which is soft like a fluffy cloud, and thinks about what John is saying. The numbers are important because they tell him if the manor has enough food for everyone. He doesn't try to remember every number, that's John's job. He just listens and asks questions like, do the farmers have enough helpers? Or are the baskets strong? John writes down Edwin's ideas, his quill pen scratching on the parchment. The sound is soft, like a mouse running across the floor, and it makes Edwin feel calm. This meeting isn't long, just enough to know what's happening. Edwin likes it that way. He doesn't want to sit still too long because there are other things to do. When John finishes, Edwin says, "Thank you, John, you're doing a good job." John smiles because Edwin is kind and makes everyone feel important. Edwin stands up, his chair creaking, and walks out of the room. Rusty and Clover jump up, their paws pattering, ready to follow him. Edwin laughs because his dogs are always so excited, like kids running to play. Now it's time for another task, checking the stables. The stables are where the horses live, in a big wooden building near the courtyard. Edwin loves horses, especially his favorite one named Star. Star is brown with a white spot on his nose, and he's strong but gentle, like a big puppy. Edwin walks across the courtyard, the dirt crunching under his boots. The courtyard is busy, with servants carrying buckets and chickens clucking. A cart rolls by, its wheels squeaking, and a little girl waves to Edwin. He waves back, his beard bouncing because he likes to be friendly. The stable smells like hay and horses, a warm, earthy smell that makes Edwin happy. He steps inside and the light is soft, coming through small windows. The horses are in their stalls, munching hay or drinking water. Their hooves make a soft thud-thud on the ground like a quiet drum. Edwin walks to Star's stall and Star looks up, his big eyes shiny. He snorts a funny puff of air like he's saying, "Hi." Edwin laughs and pats Star's nose, which is soft like velvet. "Good boy, Star," he says, his voice gentle. Star nudges his hand, looking for a treat, and Edwin pulls an apple from his pocket. He holds it out, and Star crunches it happily, juice dripping down his chin. Edwin looks around the stable, making sure everything is okay. The stalls are clean with fresh hay piled high. The water buckets are full, sparkling in the light. A boy named Tom, who takes care of the horses, is sweeping the floor. "Morning, Tom," Edwin says, smiling. "Morning, my lord," Tom says, brushing his hair out of his eyes. Edwin asks, "Are the horses happy? Do they need anything?" Tom nods and says, "They're all good, but we need more hay soon." Edwin says, "I'll tell John to get some." Tom grins because Edwin always listens. This job is small, but it matters. Edwin likes knowing his horses are safe and comfy, just like he wants his people to be. He gives Star one more pat, feeling the horse's warm fur under his hand. Star snorts again, and Edwin giggles because it's such a funny sound. He walks out of the stable, Rusty and Clover trotting behind. The sun is warmer now, climbing high in the sky, and Edwin feels a little tired already. His legs are heavy, like when you've been running and need a break. Let's think about how Edwin does his tasks. He doesn't try to do everything at once. He picks one job, like talking to John, and focuses on it. Then he moves to the next, like visiting Star. Each task is like a tiny stone, and he places it carefully, building his day like a wall. It's not hard because he goes slow, thinking about each step. It's like when you do your homework, one page at a time, and it feels good when you're done. Edwin's next task is to check the garden. The garden is a small, pretty place behind the castle, full of flowers and herbs. It's where Lady Margaret grows roses and mint, and it smells sweet, like a candy store. Edwin walks there, his boots crunching on a path made of pebbles. The courtyard is still busy, with a pig running by, squealing, and a boy chasing it. Edwin laughs because pigs are so silly, always escaping. Rusty barks at the pig, but Clover just yawns, too sleepy to care. The garden is quiet, with green grass and colorful flowers. Bees buzz around, humming like a soft song. Edwin sees Margaret there, kneeling by a rose bush, her hands in the dirt. She looks up and smiles, her face pretty in the sunlight. "Hello, my love," she says, and Edwin's heart feels warm, like when you hug someone you love. "Hello," he says, sitting on a stone bench. He asks, "How's the garden?" Margaret tells him the roses are blooming, but the mint needs more water. Edwin nods, saying, "I'll ask the servants to help." Margaret smiles because Edwin always cares about her work. Edwin looks around the garden, feeling the sun on his face. The roses are red and pink, soft like silk. The mint smells fresh like toothpaste. A butterfly lands on a flower, its wings flapping slowly. Edwin watches it, his eyes blinking, feeling a little sleepy. The garden is so peaceful, like a secret place where the world slows down. He could stay here all day, but he knows there's more to do. He stands up, his knees creaking a little, and Margaret laughs. "You sound like an old cart," she says, and Edwin chuckles because she's funny. Now it's almost noon, and Edwin's tummy is starting to rumble again. He's done a few tasks, talking to John, checking the stables, visiting the garden, and he's feeling tired. His eyelids are heavy, like when you're reading a book and the words start to blur. He decides to rest for a bit, so he walks to a shady spot under a big tree in the courtyard. The tree is old, with thick branches and green leaves that make a cool, dark shade. Edwin sits on the ground, leaning against the trunk. Rusty and Clover lie next to him, their fur warm against his legs. A servant brings him a cup of ale, a drink made from grains, like a fizzy juice but not sweet. The ale is cool, kept in a cellar, and it tastes a little bitter but good. Edwin sips it slowly, feeling the bubbles on his tongue. The cup is made of wood, smooth in his hand, and he holds it like a treasure. The ale makes him feel relaxed, like when you drink cold water after playing outside. He closes his eyes, listening to the courtyard. The carts still creak, the chickens cluck, and somewhere a bird sings. It's all so soft, like a lullaby. Let's imagine Edwin sitting there under the tree. His tunic is a little dusty from the garden, and his boots are scuffed. His beard is fluffy, catching the breeze, and his face is calm, like he's half asleep. Rusty snores, his big belly moving up and down, and Clover twitches her nose, dreaming of chasing rabbits. Edwin smiles because his dogs are his best friends. The shade is cool and the ale is refreshing. The world feels far away, like it's just him, his dogs, and the tree, wrapped in a quiet bubble. Edwin thinks about his morning. He talked to John about the harvest, patted Star in the stables, and helped Margaret in the garden. Each job was small, but together they make the manor run smoothly. He doesn't need to do big things every day. He just does one task, then another, like steps on a path. It's easy because he loves his work and he loves his people. The farmers, the servants, the horses, they're all part of his world, and he wants them to be happy. The sun is high now, almost noon, and the courtyard is even busier. A woman carries a basket of eggs, careful not to drop them. A man pulls a cart full of firewood, whistling a tune. Kids run by, playing a game with a ball, their laughter loud and happy. Edwin watches them, his eyes half closed. He feels proud because his manor is a good place, full of life, but he also feels sleepy, like his body is saying, time for a break. Let's think about why Edwin's tasks are so calming. Each one is small, like a puzzle piece, and he doesn't try to finish the whole puzzle at once. He talks to John, then visits Star, then checks the garden. He doesn't worry about tomorrow or next week. He just does what's in front of him, like when you color one part of a picture before moving to the next. It makes his day feel simple, like a song with a slow, steady beat. Edwin sips his ale again, feeling the cool liquid slide down his throat. The tree's shade is perfect, keeping him cool while the sun shines bright. He yawns, a big one that makes his eyes water. Rusty wakes up, looks at him, and yawns too, showing his pink tongue. Edwin laughs because dogs are so funny when they copy you. Clover stretches, her paws reaching out, and lies back down, already napping again. Edwin pets them both, their fur soft under his fingers, and feels his heart slow down, like a clock winding down. The courtyard sounds are softer now, or maybe Edwin's just not listening as hard. The creak of carts, the cluck of chickens, the chatter of people, it's all there, but it's like background music, gentle and far away. Edwin's eyelids are so heavy, like they're made of feathers, pulling his eyes closed. He doesn't fight it. He knows he'll have lunch soon, then more tasks, but for now he's happy to rest. The ale is almost gone, and he sets the cup on the ground, his hands slow and careful. Let's picture Edwin one more time under the tree. His back is against the rough bark, but it feels good, like a strong friend holding him up. His legs are stretched out, his boots dusty. His tunic is blue, soft against his skin, and his belt shines in the bits of sunlight sneaking through the leaves. His beard is gray and fluffy, moving in the breeze, and his face is peaceful, like he's dreaming even with his eyes open. Rusty and Clover are snuggled close, their breathing slow and steady, like a lullaby. Edwin thinks about the manor, but not in a worried way. He thinks about the wheat John talked about, growing tall in the fields. He thinks about Star happy in his stall and the roses in Margaret's garden blooming bright. These thoughts are soft, like clouds floating by, and they make him feel good. He's done enough for now, and that's okay. The manor is safe, his people are happy, and the day is moving along, one tiny task at a time. The shade feels cooler now, or maybe Edwin's just so relaxed he notices it more. He takes a deep breath, smelling the grass and the hay from the courtyard. The air is clean, with a hint of smoke from the castle's fires. He breathes out slow and easy, feeling his shoulders drop. His hands rest on his knees, and he feels the rough wool of his tunic under his fingers. Everything is calm, like the world is giving him a big, gentle hug. Let's think about how Edwin's tiredness feels. It's not a bad tired, like when you're grumpy after a long day. It's a good tired, like when you've played outside and your body wants to rest. His legs are heavy, his arms are relaxed, and his eyes keep wanting to close. The ale helps, making him feel warm and soft inside, like when you drink hot cocoa. He knows he'll keep going after this break, but for now he's happy to sit, letting the world spin without him. The courtyard is still alive, but Edwin doesn't need to be part of it right now. He hears a horse whinny far away and a woman laughing as she carries water. A dog barks, not Rusty or Clover, but another one may be chasing a cat. These sounds are like a story, telling him the manor is okay. He doesn't need to check every cart or count every chicken. He trusts his people and they trust him. That trust is like a warm blanket, making him feel safe and sleepy. Edwin's thoughts drift like leaves on a stream. He thinks about lunch, wondering if the cooks will make soup or roasted meat. He thinks about Margaret, hopping she's happy in the garden. He thinks about Rusty and Clover, who are dreaming beside him, their paws twitching. These thoughts are gentle, not loud or fast. They make him smile, his lips curving under his beard. He's happy even if he's tired, because his life is good. Let's take a deep breath together, slow and soft. Breathe in, smelling the grass and ale. Breathe out, letting your body relax. One more time. In, calm and easy. Out, gentle and quiet. You're with Lord Edwin under the shady tree, feeling sleepy and cozy. His tasks are small, his day is slow, and the world is far away, like a dream you don't need to chase. This is how Edwin's morning goes, one tiny task at a time. He talks, he checks, he rests, and the manor keeps humming along. Let's keep following him nice and slow. As we sink deeper into this quiet, cozy story, Lord Edwin has been busy all morning, moving around his big stone castle and the manor outside. He walked through the courtyard, checked the stables, and talked to his steward about the harvest. He even lifted a shiny ceremonial sword to show some knights how to hold it properly. Now, as the sun climbs high in the sky, his body is starting to feel heavy. His shoulders ache like when you carry a heavy backpack too long. His legs feel wobbly like they're begging to sit down. It's a good kind of tired, though not grumpy or mad. It's the kind of tired that makes you think of cozy blankets and soft pillows, promising a nice, deep sleep. Edwin stretches his arms, hearing his joints pop like little sticks snapping in a fire. He lets out a big, cozy sigh, thinking of his bed, waiting for him like an old friend who's always there. Let's picture Edwin right now. It's afternoon and he's standing in the courtyard, the sun warm on his gray beard. His blue tunic is a little dusty from walking through the fields, and his boots are scuffed from the dirt paths. His dogs, Rusty and Clover, are nearby, lying in the shade of a cart, their tongues out because they're tired too. Edwin's been moving all day, walking, bending, lifting, talking. Every step he takes makes his legs feel like they're made of soft clay, ready to rest. His shoulders are sore, like when you've been swinging on the monkey bars for too long, but he's not upset. This tiredness feels good, like a job well done, like when you finish a big puzzle and want to nap. Edwin's morning was full of action. After breakfast, he walked across the courtyard to meet his steward, John. The courtyard is big, with dirt paths and stone walls, and walking across it takes a lot of steps. His boots crunched on the ground, and he waved to servants carrying buckets or baskets. That walk woke him up, but it also made his legs work hard. Then he went to the stables to see his favorite horse, Star. He patted Star's nose and checked the stalls, bending down to look at the hay. Bending and standing up again made his back a little stiff, like when you sit on the floor too long and stand up slowly. The ceremonial sword was another big job. The knights in the manor trained to keep everyone safe, and sometimes Edwin shows them how to hold a special sword used for fancy events, like welcoming another lord. The sword is heavy, made of shiny metal with a leather handle. Edwin lifted it high, showing the knights how to swing it slowly, not fast like in a fight. Holding it up made his arms tired, like when you carry a big stack of books. His shoulders got sore and he had to shake them out after, like when you wiggle to loosen up. The knights clapped, happy to learn, and Edwin smiled, but he felt his body saying, "Phew, that was hard." Then there was the feast at lunch. It wasn't a huge party, just a meal with his family and some workers from the manor. They ate in the great hall, a long room with wooden tables and a roaring fire. The food was yummy, soup with carrots, bread with butter, and roasted chicken. Edwin sat at the head of the table, talking to his wife Margaret and their kids Thomas and Alice. Sitting sounds easy, but it's work too. He had to sit up straight, like when your teacher says, no slouching. His back got tired from holding still, and his legs wanted to stretch. Eating and talking made him happy, but it also made him yawn, like when you're full after a big dinner and just want to lie down. All this moving, walking, lifting, sitting adds up. Edwin's body is like a cart that's carried a lot of stuff all morning. Now it's ready to park and rest. His shoulders feel tight, like they need a good rub. His legs are heavy, like they're saying, "Please, let's sit." His feet are a little sore inside his leather boots, like when you've been running at recess. But this tiredness isn't bad. It's like when you've played outside all day, and your body feels ready for a cozy nap. Edwin knows this feeling, and he likes it, because it means he's done good work. Let's imagine Edwin stretching. He's still in the courtyard, standing by a wooden bench. He raises his arms high like he's reaching for the sky. His tunic pulls tight and his shoulders make a little pop like when you crack your knuckles. His back stretches and his knees creak like tiny twigs snapping. The sound is funny and Edwin chuckles, his beard bouncing. Rusty looks up, tilting his head like he's saying, "What was that noise?" Clover just yawns, too sleepy to care. Edwin bends side to side, feeling his body loosen up, like when you wiggle before bed to get comfy. He takes a deep breath, smelling the courtyard air. It's warm, with a mix of hay, dirt, and bread from the kitchen. The smell is nice, like being outside on a sunny day. He breathes out slow and easy and feels his chest relax. His sigh is big, like a gust of wind, and it makes him feel soft inside, like a fluffy pillow. He thinks about his bed, waiting in his room. It's a big bed with a canopy like a tent, and soft blankets that smell like lavender. The thought makes him smile, because his bed is like a friend who's always ready to hug him. Edwin's tiredness is special because it's earned. He didn't just sit around all day. He walked to the stables, lifted the sword, talked to people, and ate with his family. Each thing he did used a little bit of his energy, like spending coins from a pouch. Now his pouch is almost empty, and that's okay. It means he's ready to rest, to fill up his energy again with sleep. It's like when you've played tag all afternoon and your body says, "Time to stop and snuggle up." Let's think about the courtyard where Edwin is standing. It's a big open space with dirt paths and stone walls. The sun is high, making everything bright and warm. Servants walk by carrying baskets of apples or buckets of water. Their steps are soft, like a quiet song. Chickens cluck and peck at the ground, their feathers fluffy. The cart creaks as it rolls, piled with firewood, and the driver hums a tune. Rusty and Clover are still lying in the shade, their eyes half closed, dreaming of chasing rabbits. The courtyard is busy but peaceful, like a playground when everyone's happy. Edwin decides to sit on the bench because his legs really want to break. The bench is made of wood, smooth from years of people sitting on it. He lowers himself slowly, his knees bending, and the bench feels solid like a strong friend. He leans back, his shoulders resting against the wood, and lets out another sigh. His tunic is soft against his skin, but his shoulders still ache like they're saying, "We worked hard." He rubs them with his hands, feeling the tight muscles loosen a little, like when you massage your neck after writing a long story. His legs are stretched out in front of him, his boots dusty from the courtyard. They feel heavy, like they're filled with sand. He wiggles his toes inside his boots, and it feels good, like when you kick off your shoes after school. His feet are a little sore, but not bad, just enough to remind him he's been moving all day. He thinks about how much he walked across the courtyard to the stables, through the fields with John. Each step was small, but together they made his legs tired, like when you walk to the park and back. Edwin's hands rest on his lap, and they're tired too. Lifting the sword was the hardest part. It wasn't just heavy, it was big, and he had to hold it steady so the knights could see. His fingers are a little stiff, like when you hold a pencil too long. He shakes them out, wiggling them like he's waving to someone far away. The movement feels nice, like stretching after sitting still. His hands are strong, used to holding reins or patting horses, but today they worked extra and they're ready to rest. Let's picture Edwin's face. His gray beard is fluffy, catching the sunlight like a soft cloud. His eyes are half closed because they're heavy, like when you're watching a movie and start to doze off. His cheeks are pink from the sun and his lips are curved in a small smile. He's happy even though he's tired because his day has been good. He helped his manor, saw his horses, and ate with his family. The tiredness in his body is like a warm blanket, wrapping him up, making him feel ready for sleep. The courtyard sounds are all around him, but they're soft, like a whisper. A chicken clucks nearby, looking for crumbs. A servant laughs, telling a story to a friend. The cart creaks again, moving slowly across the dirt. Rusty snores, his big belly moving up and down, and Clover twitches her nose, dreaming. These sounds are like a lullaby, gentle and calm, making Edwin's eyelids heavier. He could nap right here on the bench, but he knows his bed is better, waiting in his cozy room. Edwin thinks about his bed again, and it makes his heart feel warm. His bed is big, with wooden posts and a canopy of soft cloth. The mattress is stuffed with feathers, like a giant pillow. The blankets are thick, made of wool, and they smell like lavender, sweet and calming. The pillows are fluffy, perfect for resting his head. He imagines he's lying down, pulling the blankets up to his chin and feeling the bed hug him. The thought is so nice, it makes him yawn, a big, slow yawn that stretches his face. Let's think about why Edwin's tiredness feels so good. It's because he used his body to do things that matter. Walking the grounds helped him see his manor, making sure everything was okay. Lifting the sword showed the knights he's strong and kind. Sitting through the feast let him talk to his family, laughing and sharing stories. Each thing he did was like a gift to his manor, and now his body is saying, "You did enough, time to rest." It's like when you help your mom clean the house, and afterward you feel proud but sleepy. Edwin's shoulders ache the most because they carried a lot today. Walking and lifting made them work hard, like when you carry a heavy tray of food. He rolls them, moving them up and down, and they pop again like tiny bubbles bursting. The ache isn't bad, it's just there, like a reminder of his busy morning. He rubs them again, his fingers pressing gently, and it feels nice, like when you hug yourself to feel better. His legs are next, heavy and slow. He walked so much through the courtyard to the stables around the fields. Each step was small, but there were lots of them, like when you walk around a big zoo all day. His knees feel stiff, like they need oil, and his feet are warm inside his boots. He wiggles his toes again, imagining taking off his boots and feeling the cool air. That would be so nice, like when you kick off your sneakers after a game. Edwin's back is tired too, from sitting straight at the feast and bending in the stables. It's not sore, just heavy, like when you've been sitting in a chair too long. He leans forward then back, stretching it out. His spine makes a little crack, like a stick breaking, and he giggles because it's such a funny sound. Rusty opens one eye looking at him like, "What's that?" Edwin pats his head saying, "Just my old bones, boy." Rusty closes his eye, happy to nap again. The tiredness is all over Edwin's body like a warm wave. His arms, his legs, his back, his shoulders, they're all saying, "We worked hard and now we want to rest." It's a good feeling because it means he did something important. He didn't just sit in a chair all day. He moved, he helped, he laughed. Now his body is ready to slow down like a toy winding down after spinning. Let's imagine Edwin closing his eyes just for a moment on the bench. The sun is warm, but the bench is cool and the courtyard sounds are soft. His breathing is slow like a gentle breeze. His hands are still resting on his tunic. His legs are stretched out, heavy and calm. His shoulders are relaxed, the ache fatting as he sits. He feels like he's floating like a leaf on a quiet stream. The thought of his bed comes again, and it's so cozy, like a promise waiting for him. The manor is still busy around him. A horse whinnies in the stables, happy and loud. A woman sings while sweeping, her voice soft like a bird. Kids run by, giggling, their feet pattering on the dirt. These sounds are part of Edwin's world, and they make him feel safe. He doesn't need to jump up and do more work right now. His tasks are done for the morning, and the manor is okay. His people are working, his horses are fed, and his family is happy. That's enough. Edwin's tiredness is like a friend telling him it's okay to stop. He doesn't need to keep moving or lifting or talking. His body has done its job and now it wants to rest, like when you finish a race and just want to lie on the grass. He thinks about the evening when he'll eat supper with Margaret and the kids, then climb into his bed. The thought makes his heart feel light, like a feather floating down. Let's think about how Edwin's body feels right now. His shoulders are still a little sore, but the ache is soft, like a gentle nudge. His legs are heavy, but they're happy to rest on the bench. His feet are warm, but they're comfy in his boots. His hands are relaxed, lying still like they're napping. His back is calm, stretched out from his wiggle. His whole body is like a cozy house, ready to close its doors and sleep. The courtyard keeps humming, but Edwin doesn't need to listen too hard. The cluck of chickens, the creak of carts, the chatter of servants, it's all there like a soft song. Rusty and Clover are dreaming, their paws twitching like they're running in their sleep. Edwin smiles because his dogs are so silly, always making him laugh. He feels his eyelids droop, like curtains closing, and he lets them because it feels so good. Edwin's sigh comes again, big and warm, like a puff of air from a happy dragon. He thinks of his bed with its soft mattress and lavender blankets. He thinks of Margaret humming in their room and the kids playing somewhere in the castle. He thinks of Rusty and Clover, who'll sleep by the fire tonight. These thoughts are gentle, like ripples on a pond, and they make him feel ready for rest. Let's take a deep breath together, slow and soft. Breathe in, smelling the courtyard's hay and sun. Breathe out, letting your body relax. One more time. In calm and easy. Out gentle and quiet. You're with Lord Edwin, feeling his good tiredness, cozy and warm. His body is ready to rest, and so is yours as we drift deeper into this quiet, sleepy story. It's nighttime now, and Lord Edwin is ready to rest. His day was full of walking, talking, and helping his manor, and his body is tired, like when you've played outside all day. He walks into his bedroom, a cozy room in his big stone castle, and there it is, his bed. Edwin's bed is a fancy thing made of strong oak wood with tall posts carved with swirls and leaves. It's stuffed with soft goose feathers, much comfier than the straw mats that poor people sleep on. But it's not perfect. It has some lumps like a bumpy road, and it creaks when he lies down. Still, it's warm and soft with heavy wool blankets that smell like sweet lavender flowers. When Edwin sinks into it, feeling the bed hug him, it's enough. It's his home, and it makes him feel safe and sleepy. Let's picture Edwin's bedroom. It's not huge, but it's special, like a secret hideout. The walls are made of gray stone, cool to the touch, with colorful cloths called tapestries hanging on them. The tapestries have pictures of stars, trees, and horses, their colors soft in the glow of a small fire in the hearth. The fire crackles quietly like a friend whispering, and it makes the room warm and orange. There's a tall, narrow window, letting in a sliver of moonlight like a silver ribbon. The floor is stone, covered with soft rushes, which are like grasses that smell fresh, like a meadow after rain. Edwin's dogs, Rusty and Clover, are already in the room, curled up on a mat by the fire, their fur glowing in the light. The bed is the best part of the room. It's big, almost as wide as a small car, with 4 tall posts made of oak wood. Oak is strong and heavy, like the trees in the forest near the castle. The posts are carved with pretty designs like vines and flowers, and they make the bed look like a little castle of its own. There's a canopy over the bed, which is a cloth roof held up by the posts like a tent. The canopy is made of dark green cloth, soft and smooth, and it makes the bed feel cozy, like a cave where you can hide from the world. The mattress is special because it's stuffed with goose feathers. Feathers are light and fluffy like the ones you find in a pillow, but there are so many packed inside that the mattress feels like a big, soft cloud. It's much softer than the straw pallets that peasants use, which are hard and scratchy like sleeping on a pile of sticks. Edwin's mattress is a treat because being a rich lord means he gets nicer things, but it's not perfect. Some spots are lumpy, like when you stuff too many toys in a bag and it gets bumpy. When Edwin lies down, he feels those lumps, but he doesn't mind. He just wiggles a little, finding a comfy spot like when you fluff your pillow before bed. The bed creaks when Edwin climbs in, a loud squeak like an old door. It's because the wooden frame is old and it groans under his weight like when you step on a creaky floorboard. The sound is funny and Edwin smiles because it's like the bed is saying, "Welcome back." His dogs, Rusty and Clover, lift their heads when they hear the creak, their ears perking up. Rusty wags his tail, thump thump on the mat, and Clover yawns, showing her pink tongue. Edwin laughs softly because his dogs are so silly, always curious about every noise. The blankets on the bed are thick and heavy, made of wool from sheep. Wool is warm and soft, like a big sweater, and these blankets are dyed a deep blue like the sky at dusk. They're so heavy that when Edwin pulls them up, they feel like a cozy weight pressing him into the mattress. Tucked inside the blankets are little bags called sachets, filled with dried lavender flowers. Lavender smells sweet, like a garden or a candle, and it makes the blankets smell clean and calming. When Edwin breathes in, the lavender tickles his nose, and it makes him feel sleepy, like when you smell warm cookies and want to close your eyes. Let's imagine Edwin getting ready for bed. He's tired from his day, his legs heavy and his shoulders sore. He walks into the room, his boots scuffing the stone floor. The fire is low, just a few glowing coals, but it's enough to keep the room warm. Rusty and Clover are already napping, their breathing slow and soft, like a quiet song. Edwin takes off his tunic and belt, hanging them on a wooden peg. He puts on a long nightshirt, white and loose, like a big t-shirt that reaches his knees. It's soft against his skin, like a hug, and it makes him feel ready to rest. He walks to the bed, his bare feet cool on the stone. The rushes on the floor are soft, like walking on grass, and they rustle a little under his toes. He pulls back the blankets, and the lavender smell floats up, sweet and gentle. The bed looks so inviting, with its fluffy mattress and piled-up pillows. The pillows are stuffed with feathers too, and they're big, like clouds you can rest your head on. Edwin climbs in, careful not to bump the posts, and the bed creaks loudly, squeak squeak, like it's singing a bedtime song. He giggles because it's such a funny noise, and Rusty opens one eye, looking confused. Edwin sinks into the mattress, and it feels like falling into a pile of feathers. The goose feathers shift under him, soft but a little lumpy. He wiggles his hips, finding a spot where the lumps aren't too big, like when you pat your pillow to make it just right. The mattress hugs his body, supporting his tired legs and sore shoulders. It's not perfect, those lumps are there, and sometimes a feather pokes through, tickling his arm, but it's so much better than sleeping on the ground or a straw mat. Edwin feels lucky because his bed is a special place made just for him. The blankets are next. Edwin pulls them up one by one because there are 3, all thick and warm. They're heavy, like a big dog lying on you, and they make him feel safe, like he's wrapped in a cocoon. The wool is soft, not scratchy, and the blue color is pretty in the firelight. The lavender sachets are tucked near the pillows, and their smell is stronger now, floating around him like a sweet cloud. Edwin breathes in, slow and deep, and the lavender makes his eyes feel heavy, like when you're listening to a soft story and start to drift off. Let's think about how the bed feels. The mattress is soft, but it moves a little when Edwin shifts, like a waterbed that's not too wobbly. The lumps are small, just enough to notice, but they don't hurt. They're like little hills in a field, and Edwin finds the flat spots to rest. The blankets are warm, keeping out the cool night air that sneaks through the window. The pillows are fluffy, cradling his head, and he can push them around to make them perfect. The bed creaks again when he turns, but it's a friendly sound, like the castle saying, good night. Edwin's dogs are part of this cozy scene. Rusty and Clover are on their mat by the fire, their fur glowing orange. Rusty snores a soft rumble like a faraway storm, and Clover twitches her paws, dreaming of chasing rabbits. Edwin watches them, his eyes half closed, and smiles. His dogs make the room feel even warmer, like having best friends nearby. Sometimes Rusty climbs onto the bed, curling up at Edwin's feet, but tonight he's happy on the mat, snoring away. The room is quiet, except for the fire's crackle and the dog's breathing. Outside, the wind hums softly, whistling through the narrow window. It's a gentle sound like a lullaby, and it makes Edwin feel like the castle is singing him to sleep. The moonlight coming through the window is pale, painting silver lines on the floor. It's not bright, just enough to see the shapes of the bedposts and tapestries. The room feels like a safe, warm nest, and Edwin is the bird tucked inside. Let's imagine Edwin settling in. He pulls the blankets up to his chin, feeling their weight press against his chest. The lavender smell is all around him, sweet and calming like a hug from a flower. He shifts his legs, finding a smooth spot on the mattress, and the bed creaks again, squeak, squeak. He giggles because it's like the bed is talking to him. His head sinks into the pillow, and it's so soft, like resting on a cloud. His shoulders, sore from lifting the sword, relax into the feathers, and the ache starts to fade, like when you lie down after a long day. Edwin's body is tired, and the bed is exactly what he needs. His legs, heavy from walking, feel light now, like they're floating. His arms, stiff from holding things, rest easy by his sides. His back, a little sore from sitting, stretches out, and the mattress supports it perfectly. The lumps don't bother him because he's used to them, like when you love your favorite old blanket even if it's a bit worn. The bed isn't perfect, but it's his, and that makes it the best place in the world. The lavender smell is so nice. Edwin takes a big breath, filling his lungs. It's like smelling a garden, and it makes his eyes flutter like butterfly wings. He thinks about his day, talking to John, patting Star, eating with his family. It was a good day, and now it's over, and the bed is his reward. He feels safe, like nothing can bother him. The castle is strong, his dogs are nearby, and Margaret will join him soon, her humming filling the room like a soft song. Let's think about why the bed feels like home. It's not just the feathers or the blankets, it's the way it holds Edwin like a friend who knows him. The creaks are familiar, like a voice he's heard 1,000 times. The lumps are part of it, like the quirks of a favorite toy. The lavender smell is special because Margaret puts the sachets there, and it's like her love wrapped around him. The bed is where Edwin rests every night, where he dreams and wakes up to new days. It's a safe place, like your bedroom is for you. The fire in the hearth is almost out, just a few red coals glowing. The room is warm, but the air is cool near the window, and the blankets keep it away. Edwin pulls them tighter, feeling the wool against his chin. The canopy above him is dark, like a night sky, and it makes the bed feel like its own little world. He could be anywhere, in a forest, on a cloud, but he's here in his castle, in his bed, and that's perfect. Rusty snores louder now, and Edwin chuckles, his voice soft like a whisper. Clover makes a little yip in her sleep, like she's dreaming of something funny. Edwin watches them, his eyes heavy, and feels his heart slow down like a clock ticking slower. The bed creaks as he shifts again, finding the perfect spot. The lumps are there, but he doesn't care. The feathers shift, the blankets settle, and he's cozy, like a bear in a cave. Let's picture the bed one more time. The oak posts stand tall, their carvings like stories etched in wood. The canopy hangs soft, green like a forest. The mattress is thick, full of feathers with lumps that make it unique. The blankets are blue, heavy, and warm with that sweet lavender smell. The pillows are fluffy, ready to hug Edwin's head. The bed is grand, fit for a lord, but it's also simple, just a place to sleep, to dream, to rest. Edwin's thoughts are soft now, like clouds drifting. He thinks of Margaret, who's probably brushing her hair in another room. He thinks of his kids, Thomas and Alice, asleep in their own beds. He thinks of the manor, safe under the stars. These thoughts are gentle, not loud, and they make him feel happy. The bed holds him, the blankets warm him, and the lavender calms him. He's ready to sleep, and the bed is ready to help. The room is so quiet, just the fire's pop and the dogs breathing. The wind outside is a soft hum, like a mother singing. The moonlight is faint, like a friendly ghost watching over. Edwin's eyes close, and he feels the bed creak one last time, like a goodnight kiss. The lumps, the feathers, the heavy blankets, they're all part of his home, and they're enough. He sinks deeper, his body soft, his mind calm, and the world fades away. Let's take a deep breath together, slow and easy. Breathe in, smelling the lavender and wool. Breathe out, letting your body relax. One more time. In, calm and sweet. Out, gentle and quiet, you're with Lord Edwin in his cozy bed, feeling sleepy and safe. His bed isn't perfect, but it's home, and it's wrapping him in a warm hug, just like this story is wrapping you. This is how Edwin's bed feels: grand but simple, lumpy but soft. It's where he rests, where he dreams, and where he finds peace. Let's keep going, nice and slow, as we drift deeper into this quiet, cozy story. It's nighttime in Lord Edwin's big stone castle, and he's tucked into his cozy bed. The bed is soft with goose feathers, heavy wool blankets, and that sweet lavender smell, making him feel warm and sleepy. But Edwin isn't alone in his bedroom. His wife, Lady Margaret, is there, lying next to him, her breathing soft and steady like a gentle breeze. Sometimes their youngest child, little Alice, sneaks into the bed, curling up between them like a warm puppy. By the fire, Edwin's hounds, Rusty and Clover, are sprawled out, their snores making a soft, rumbly sound like a faraway thunderstorm. The room feels full, maybe a bit crowded, but it's so warm and cozy. Being close to his family and dogs makes Edwin feel safe, like he's wrapped in a big hug full of love. Let's picture Edwin's bedroom again. It's a special place with gray stone walls and a small fire glowing in the hearth. The fire pops and crackles like tiny whispers, and it lights up the room with a soft orange glow. There's a tall, narrow window letting in a bit of moonlight like a silver string. The bed is big, with tall oak posts carved with swirls and a green cloth canopy like a tent. The mattress is fluffy with feathers, a little lumpy but so soft, and the blankets are thick and blue, smelling like lavender. The floor has rushes, soft grasses that feel nice under bare feet. This is where Edwin sleeps, and it's where his favorite people and dogs are, making it feel like home. Lady Margaret is right beside Edwin in the bed. She's his wife, and she's kind and gentle, with long hair she braids every night. Her nightdress is white and soft, like a big t-shirt, and she pulls the blankets up to her chin. Her breathing is slow and quiet, like when you're sleeping deeply and your chest moves just a little. Edwin can hear it, a soft whoosh whoosh, and it makes him feel calm, like listening to waves on a beach. Margaret's face is peaceful, her eyes closed, and sometimes she smiles in her sleep, like she's dreaming of something happy. Edwin loves having her there because she's his best friend, and her closeness feels like a warm light in the dark. Sometimes their youngest child, Alice, joins them. Alice is 6 years old, with curly hair and a giggle that sounds like bells. She has her own bed in another room, but when she's scared or just wants to be close, she tiptoes into Edwin and Margaret's room. Her bare feet patter on the stone floor, so quiet Edwin barely hears her. She climbs into the bed, wiggling under the blankets like a puppy finding a cozy spot. Alice curls up between Edwin and Margaret, her little body warm and soft. She tucks her knees up and hugs a corner of the blanket, her breathing fast at first, then slow, like she's falling asleep. Edwin smiles when she sneaks in because Alice feels safe with them, and that makes his heart full. The hounds, Rusty and Clover, are by the fire, making the room even cozier. Rusty is a big brown dog with floppy ears, and Clover is smaller with golden fur and shiny eyes. They sleep on a soft mat near the hearth where the fire keeps them warm. Their bodies are sprawled out, legs stretched long like they're melted into the floor. Rusty snores, a deep, rumbly sound like when you hum with your mouth closed. Clover makes softer noises, little puffs and yips, like she's dreaming of chasing a squirrel. Their snores mix with the fire's crackle like a sleepy song, and Edwin loves it because his dogs are part of his family. The bed feels crowded sometimes, with Edwin, Margaret, and maybe Alice all snuggled together. The mattress is big, but when Alice wiggles, it's like a little earthquake, making the bed creak. Edwin's side is warm from Margaret's body next to him, and Alice's feet sometimes kick his legs, soft but surprising. The blankets get tangled when Alice moves, and Edwin has to tug them back, giggling quietly so he doesn't wake anyone. It's not a perfect setup. Sometimes it's too warm or Alice takes too much space, but Edwin doesn't mind. The crowded feeling is nice, like when you share a couch with your family and everyone's squished but happy. Let's imagine Edwin lying in bed, feeling everyone around him. He's on his side, his head on a fluffy pillow, the lavender smell sweet in his nose. Margaret is next to him, her shoulder touching his, her breath steady like a clock ticking softly. Alice is in the middle, her curly hair tickling Edwin's arm, her little hands clutching the blanket. The bed creaks when she shifts, squeak squeak, like it's saying, "Make room." Edwin smiles because it's such a funny sound. By the fire, Rusty's snores are loud, like a bear growling gently, and Clover's yips are tiny, like a mouse squeaking. The room is full of these soft noises, and they make Edwin feel like he's wrapped in love. The closeness of his family and dogs is what makes Edwin feel safe. Margaret's breathing is like a promise that she's there, always by his side. Alice's warm body reminds him he's a dad protecting his kids. Rusty and Clover's snores are like guards watching over the room with their doggy dreams. The castle is big and strong, with thick walls and guards outside, but it's the people and animals in this room that make Edwin feel truly safe. It's like when you're in your bedroom with your favorite stuffed animal or your family nearby, and nothing can scare you. Let's think about Margaret. She's not just Edwin's wife, she's his partner helping run the manor. During the day, she's busy organizing feasts or sewing clothes, but at night she's calm, her face soft in the firelight. Her breath is so steady, it's like a lullaby helping Edwin relax. Sometimes she mumbles in her sleep little words like roses or bread, and Edwin giggles because it's cute. Her hair is loose now, not braided, and it spreads on the pillow like a dark river. Edwin loves knowing she's there, her warmth mixing with his, like two blankets stacked together. Alice is a bundle of energy during the day, running with her brother Thomas or drawing pictures with charcoal. But at night, she's quiet, her small body curled tight. When she sneaks into bed, she smells like soap and a little like the garden where she plays. Her curls are soft, and Edwin sometimes pats her head, feeling her hair under his fingers. Alice's breathing is faster than Margaret's, like a bunny's, exploit detected.
0x0F0B1B6B13764B2F8F4D4D6F6F6D6F6D, but it slows as she falls asleep, matching the rhythm of the room. Edwin loves these moments because Alice trusts him, and that's the best feeling, like when your little sibling hugs you. Rusty and Clover add their own magic to the room. Rusty's snores are so loud, they sometimes wake Clover, who huffs and rolls over. His big body takes up most of the mat, his legs sticking out like branches. Clover is daintier, curling into a ball, her golden fur glowing like the fire. Their snores and yips are funny, like a conversation only dogs understand. Edwin listens, his eyes heavy, and feels like his hounds are guarding his dreams, their sounds keeping bad thoughts away. The bed is warm from all these bodies. Edwin's side is cozy, but sometimes he gets too hot, like when you're under too many blankets. He pushes the wool covers down a little, feeling the cool air on his arms. The lavender smell is still there, sweet and calming, mixing with the smoky scent of the fire. The mattress is soft, but the lumps shift when Alice moves, making Edwin wiggle to stay comfy. The creaks are constant, squeak squeak, like the bed is chatting with them. It's not a perfect bed, but it's perfect for this moment, with everyone together. Let's imagine a night when Alice sneaks in. Edwin is half asleep, his breathing slow when he hears the soft patter of feet. The door creaks just a little and Alice's small shadow slips into the room. She climbs onto the bed, her hands grabbing the blankets, and wiggles between Edwin and Margaret. The mattress dips and the bed squeaks, loud enough to make Rusty grunt in his sleep. Alice giggles a tiny sound and curls up, her knees tucked under. Edwin opens one eye, smiling, and whispers, "Hello, little one." Alice whispers back, "I had a scary dream," and Edwin pats her head, saying, "You're safe now." She snuggles closer, and soon her breathing slows, matching Margaret's. The closeness of everyone makes the room feel alive, like a warm heartbeat. Edwin can feel Margaret's arm against his, soft and steady. Alice's curls brush his cheek, tickling a little, and he tries not to laugh. The hound's snores are like a drum, steady and low, mixing with the fire's crackle. The moonlight paints silver lines on the blankets, and the wind hums outside, soft and far away. Edwin feels like he's in a nest, surrounded by love, and it's the coziest place in the world. Let's think about why this crowded bed feels so good. It's not just about being warm, though the blankets and bodies make it toasty. It's about knowing his favorite people and dogs are close, like when you sleep over with friends and whisper in the dark. Margaret's breathing says she's there, sharing his life. Alice's presence says she needs him, and he's her safe place. Rusty and Clover's snores say they're loyal, always nearby. The crowded bed is like a big hug, telling Edwin he's loved, and that makes sleep come easier.
The room is so quiet, except for those sleepy sounds. Margaret's breath is like a soft wind, whoosh whoosh. Alice's breathing is lighter, like a bird chirping softly. Rusty's snores rumble and Clover's yips are tiny, like bubbles popping. The fire pops now and then like a friendly hello. The wind outside is a gentle hum, like a song with no words. These sounds weave together, like a blanket made of noise, wrapping Edwin in calm. His eyes are heavy, like they're weighed down with feathers, and he lets them close, feeling the bed hold him. Sometimes the crowded bed is funny. Alice might roll over, stealing the blankets, and Edwin has to tug them back, chuckling. Margaret might mumble something silly, like more soup, and Edwin smiles in the dark. Rusty's snores get so loud, Clover huffs and moves to a corner like she's saying, "Be quiet." These little moments make Edwin laugh, soft and quiet, because his family is so silly and wonderful. It's like when you're camping with your family and everyone's squished in a tent, giggling over nothing. Let's picture the bed again. It's big with those tall oak posts and the green canopy like a forest overhead. The mattress is soft, full of feathers with lumps that shift when anyone moves. The blankets are heavy blue and warm with that lavender smell that makes everything dreamy. Edwin is on one side, his body sinking into the feathers. Margaret is next to him, her hair spread on the pillow. Alice is in the middle, curled like a ball, her hands clutching the blanket. The bed creaks with every move, squeak squeak, like it's part of the family too. The hounds by the fire are cozy in their own way. Rusty's big body takes up most of the mat, his legs sprawled out. Clover is tucked into a corner, her nose buried in her tail. Their snores are steady like a heartbeat, and their fur glows in the firelight like they're part of the room's warmth. Edwin loves knowing they're there like fluffy guards who never leave. Sometimes Rusty climbs onto the bed, his heavy paws making the mattress dip, but tonight he's happy by the fire, dreaming doggy dreams. The closeness of everyone makes Edwin feel like he's not alone. The castle is big with long halls and dark corners, but this room is small and full of love. Margaret's steady breath is like a rope tying him to her. Alice's warm body is like a treasure, reminding him he's a dad. Rusty and Clover's snores are like music, telling him his friends are close. The crowded bed is like a little island, safe in the big sea of the castle, and Edwin feels like he's floating, cozy and calm. Let's think about a night when everyone's together. Edwin is lying down, his head on the fluffy pillow, the lavender smells sweet. Margaret is beside him, her arm touching his, her breath slow and soft. Alice sneaks in, her pattering feet quiet, and climbs into bed, wiggling until she's comfy. The bed creaks and Rusty grunts, but no one wakes up. Clover yips in her sleep, dreaming of something fun. The fire crackles, the wind hums, and the moonlight glows. Edwin feels all these things, Margaret's warmth, Alice's curls, the hound's snores, and his heart is so full, like when you're with everyone you love. The bed isn't perfect for sleeping so many people. It's big, but not big enough for everyone to stretch out. Alice takes up space, her legs kicking sometimes. The blankets get pulled one way then another, and Edwin has to share. The lumps in the mattress move when Alice wiggles, and the creaks are loud, like the bed is complaining. But Edwin loves it because the crowded feeling is what makes it special. It's like when you share a blanket fort with your cousins, and it's squished but fun. Edwin's thoughts are soft now, like petals falling. He thinks of Margaret, who helped him plan the day. He thinks of Alice, who drew a picture of a horse today. He thinks of Rusty and Clover, who followed him everywhere. These thoughts are warm, like the fire's glow, and they make him feel sleepy. The bed holds him, the blankets weigh him down, and the lavender smells like a dream. His family and dogs are close, and that's all he needs. The room feels like a bubble, safe from the world. The castle is strong, but it's the people in this bed who make Edwin feel protected. Margaret's breath, Alice's warmth, the hound's snores, they're like a shield, keeping bad dreams away. Edwin knows tomorrow will be busy with more walking and talking, but right now he's here with his family and it's perfect. The crowded bed is his favorite place because it's full of love. Let's take a deep breath together, slow and soft. Breathe in, smelling the lavender and fire. Breathe out, letting your body relax. One more time. In, calm and sweet. Out, gentle and quiet. You're with Lord Edwin in his crowded bed, feeling cozy and safe. His family and dogs are close, their warmth like a big hug, and this story is wrapping you in the same love, helping you drift to sleep. This is how Edwin's bed feels, full of Margaret, Alice, and the hound snores. It's crowded, but it's warm, and it's where love lives. Let's keep going, nice and slow, as we sink deeper into this quiet, cozy story. It's deep into the night now, and Lord Edwin's big stone castle is growing quiet. The busy sounds of the day, carts creaking, chickens clucking, people talking are gone like a song that's faded away. Edwin is in his cozy bed, tucked under heavy wool blankets that smell like sweet lavender. His wife, Lady Margaret, breathes softly beside him, and their youngest child, Alice, is curled up like a warm puppy. By the fire, his hounds, Rusty and Clover, snore gently. But the castle isn't completely silent. Outside, an owl hoots, its voice low and sad, like a friend calling from far away. The wind whispers through the narrow arrow slits in the walls, bringing a cool pine smell from the forest. Somewhere in the distance, a goat bleats, a short, funny sound, then goes quiet. Inside, the fire in the hearth pops, its embers glowing like tiny stars. These sounds mix together, soft and gentle, like a lullaby that's older than the castle's stones, helping Edwin and everyone else drift to sleep. Let's picture Edwin's bedroom. It's a warm, safe place with thick stone walls that keep out the cold. The fire in the hearth is low, just a few red coals glowing, but it gives off a soft light like a candle that's almost out. The flames make little shadows dance on the walls where colorful tapestries hang, showing pictures of trees and stars. The bed is big, with tall oak posts and a green cloth canopy like a tent. The mattress is stuffed with goose feathers, soft but a little lumpy, and the blankets are heavy, wrapping Edwin like a warm hug. A tall, narrow window lets in a sliver of moonlight, pale and silver, like a ribbon on the floor. The room feels cozy, like a nest, and the nighttime sounds make it even more special. The castle is so quiet now, like it's holding its breath. During the day, it's full of noise, servants laughing, horses whinnying, kids running in the courtyard. But at night, all those sounds fade, like when you turn off a radio. The quiet feels big, like a soft blanket covering everything. Edwin lies in bed, his eyes half closed, listening to the night. The silence isn't empty, though. It's filled with little sounds like notes in a song, and each one makes him feel calm, like he's floating on a gentle wave. The first sound Edwin hears is the owl. It's outside, somewhere in the dark forest near the castle. The owl's hoot is low and deep, like a horn blowing softly. Hoo-hoo, it says, slow and sad, like it's telling a story no one else understands. The sound travels through the air, slipping into the room through the arrow slits, those thin windows made for shooting arrows, but now they let in sounds and smells. The owl hoots again, hoo-hoo, and Edwin smiles, because it's like the owl is saying good night. He imagines the owl sitting on a tree branch, its big eyes glowing in the moonlight, watching over the manor. The hoot is so soft, it feels like a whisper, and it makes Edwin's eyelids heavier, like when you hear a bedtime story. The wind is next, whispering through the arrow slits. The slits are narrow, like tall, skinny eyes in the stone walls, and the wind sneaks through them, making a soft, hissing sound like shhh. It's not loud, just gentle, like when you blow air through your lips. The wind brings a smell of pine trees, sharp and fresh, like Christmas trees or a walk in the woods. The pine smell mixes with the lavender from Edwin's blankets, making the room feel clean and cozy. The wind's whisper is steady, like a friend talking quietly, and it makes Edwin feel like the castle is alive, breathing with him. He listens, his head sinking deeper into the pillow, and the sound wraps around him like a soft scarf. Somewhere far away, a goat bleats. It's a short, funny sound like bah, loud for a moment, then gone. The goat lives in a pen near the courtyard where it gives milk for the manor. Maybe it woke up or it's calling to its friends, but it only bleats once, then falls quiet. Edwin chuckles because goats are so silly, always making noises at the wrong time. The bleat is like a little surprise, like when your cat meows in the middle of the night. It doesn't scare Edwin, it just makes him smile, his beard twitching in the dark. The goat's silence afterward feels peaceful, like it's gone back to sleep, and Edwin feels ready to do the same. Inside the room, the fire is the loudest sound, but it's still soft. The fire is small now, just a few logs and glowing embers like red and orange jewels. Every few moments it pops, a sharp crack or pop like when you snap a twig. The sound is warm, like the fire is talking, saying, "I'm here keeping you cozy." The embers glow, sending tiny sparks up like baby fireflies. The light flickers on the tapestries, making the pictures of stars and horses seem to move. The fire's pops are steady like a heartbeat, and they mix with the other sounds, creating a song that's older than the castle itself, a lullaby that makes Edwin's eyes close. Let's imagine Edwin listening to these sounds. He's lying in his bed, the blankets pulled up to his chin.
The lavender smell is sweet, like candy flowers, and the mattress is soft, hugging his tired body. Margaret's breathing is slow beside him, whoosh whoosh, like a gentle wind. Alice is curled up, her little breaths quick but soft, like a bunny sleeping. Rusty and Clover are by the fire, their snores rumbling, Rusty's deep and Clover's light. The owl hoots outside, hoo-hoo, low and far away. The wind whispers shh through the arrow slits, bringing pine. The goat's bleat baa is gone, leaving quiet. The fire pops, crack, glowing warm. Edwin listens, his heart slow, feeling like he's part of the night's song. The owl's hoot comes again, steady and sad. It's like a clock marking the night, telling Edwin it's time to rest. He imagines the owl's feathers, soft and gray, blending with the dark trees. The hoot feels like a friend, watching over the manor while everyone sleeps. It's not scary, it's kind, like when your mom checks on you at night. Edwin breathes in, smelling the pine from the wind, and the owl's sound fades, leaving a soft echo in his ears. His eyes flutter like leaves falling, and he sinks deeper into the bed. The wind keeps whispering, slipping through the arrow slits. The slits are high on the wall, too narrow for anyone to climb through, but perfect for sounds and smells. The wind's shh is like a mother hushing a baby, gentle and loving. The pine smell is strong, like walking through a forest after rain. It mixes with the fire's smoky scent and the lavender from the blankets, making a cozy perfume. Edwin loves this smell because it reminds him of the manor's land, full of trees and fields. The wind's whisper is so soft, it's like a lullaby, rocking him to sleep, and his breathing slows, matching its rhythm. The goat's bleat doesn't come again, but Edwin thinks about it, smiling. He imagines the goat with its floppy ears and curious eyes standing in its pen looking at the stars. The baa was so quick, like a kid shouting in a quiet room, and it makes Edwin giggle because animals are so funny. The silence after the bleat is calm, like the manor is sleeping, and Edwin feels like he's part of that quiet, his body heavy and relaxed. The goat's little noise was a gift, a tiny moment that made the night feel alive. The fire's pops are the closest sound, right in the room. Each crack or pop is like a spark, bright and warm. The embers glow like tiny lanterns, and the light dances on the bed's canopy, making it look like a starry sky. Edwin watches the glow through half-closed eyes, feeling the warmth on his face. The fire's sound is steady, like a friend tapping your shoulder, saying, "It's okay, go to sleep." It mixes with Margaret's breathing, Alice's soft puffs, and the hound's snores, creating a cozy choir. Edwin loves this sound because it's part of his home, like the creak of his bed or the patter of his dog's paws. Let's think about how these sounds weave together. The owl's hoot is low, like the bass in a song, steady and deep. The wind's whisper is higher, like a flute, soft and flowing. The goat's bleat was a quick note, like a drum hitting once, then gone. The fire's pops are like a rhythm, tapping along, keeping everything together. Margaret's breath, Alice's puffs, and the hound's snores add their own notes, like singers in a band. Together they make a lullaby, a song that's been sung for years, as old as the castle's stones. Edwin listens, feeling like he's part of the music, and it makes his heart slow, his body soft. The castle's quiet is like a big, warm blanket covering everything. The day's noises, carts, chickens, people are asleep, and the night sounds take over, gentle and kind. Edwin feels safe, knowing the manor is resting, its fields and animals tucked under the stars. The owl, the wind, the goat, the fire, they're like friends keeping him company. The castle's stones are strong, holding the night close, and Edwin feels like he's in a cozy bubble, protected from the world. Let's imagine the sounds again, one by one. The owl hoots hoo-hoo from the forest, its voice floating like a ghost. Edwin pictures its big eyes, watching the night, and the hoot feels like a hug, soft and far away. The wind whispers shh through the arrow slits, bringing pine that smells like winter. The whisper is cool, like a breeze on your face, and it makes Edwin's eyelids droop. The goat's bleat baa is just a memory now, a funny little sound that made him laugh. The fire pops, crack, its embers glowing, and the sound is warm, like a friend sitting close. These sounds are all around, like a soft circle, holding Edwin in the center. The hound's snores add to the night's song. Rusty's snores are deep, like a big dog dreaming of running. Clover are lighter, with little yips, like she's chasing something in her sleep. Their mat by the fire is soft, and their fur glows like they're part of the hearth. Edwin listens to their snores, smiling because his dogs are so silly, always making noises. The snores are steady, like a drum beat, and they make the room feel alive, like it's breathing with him.
Margaret's breathing is the softest sound right next to Edwin. Her whoosh whoosh is like a tide, coming and going, calm and sure. Edwin can feel her warmth, her arm touching his, and her breath is like a promise, saying she's there. Alice's breaths are quicker, like a small bird, but they slow as she sleeps, curling tighter. These human sounds mix with the night's noises, making the room feel full of love, like when your family is close and you know you're safe. The wind's pine smell is so nice. Edwin breathes in deep, filling his chest. The smell is sharp, like a new pencil, but sweet, like a forest path. It mixes with the fire's smoky scent and the lavender from the blankets, creating a cozy mix that makes him yawn. The yawn is big, stretching his face, and his beard tickles his chin. Rusty grunts in his sleep like he heard the yawn, and Edwin giggles because his dog is so funny even when he's dreaming. The owl hoots again, farther away now, like it's flying to another tree. The hoo-hoo is softer, almost gone, but it leaves a calm feeling like a wave smoothing the sand. Edwin imagines the forest, dark and quiet, with the owl as its guard. The sound makes him feel like the manor is safe, watched over by the night's creatures. His eyes are so heavy now, like they're tied with strings, pulling them closed. The fire's pops are slowing down as the logs burn low. Each crack is like a tiny firework, bright for a moment then gone. The embers glow like red eyes in the dark, and the warmth reaches Edwin's face even from across the room. The fire sound is his favorite because it's so close, like a friend whispering in his ear. It mixes with the wind's shhh and the hound's snores, creating a cozy hum that makes his body relax, like sinking into a warm bath. Let's think about why these sounds are like a lullaby. They're soft, not loud, like a song your mom sings to help you sleep. The owl's hoot is steady, like a slow drum. The wind's whisper is gentle, like a flute playing one note. The goat's bleat was a quick surprise, like a bell ringing once. The fire's pops are warm, like a guitar strumming softly. Margaret's breath, Alice's puffs, and the hound's snores are like voices singing together. This lullaby is old, older than the castle, and it wraps Edwin in calm, like a blanket made of sound. The castle's quiet is so big, it feels like it's hugging the whole manor. The fields outside are asleep, the horses in their stables, the chickens in their coops, the owl, the wind, the fire, they're the night's keepers, watching over everything. Edwin feels like he's part of this quiet, his breathing slow, matching the night's rhythm. The sounds are his friends, telling him it's okay to rest, to let go of the day. Let's picture Edwin one more time listening. He's in his bed, the blanket's heavy, the lavender sweet. His head is on a fluffy pillow, his body sinking into the feathers. Margaret's breath is soft, whoosh whoosh, her warmth close. Alice's curls tickle his arm, her breathing light. Rusty's snores rumble, Clover's yips flutter by the fire's glow. The owl hoots, hoo-hoo, faint and sad. The wind whispers, shhh with pine. The fire pops, crack, warm and bright. These sounds are all around like a cozy circle, and Edwin feels safe, his heart slow, his eyes closed. The night sounds are like a gift, making the castle feel alive even when it's quiet. The owl, the wind, the goat, the fire, they're part of Edwin's world like his family and dogs. They tell him the manor is okay, the stars are shining, and sleep is near. The lullaby they make is soft, old, and kind, rocking him gently like a boat on a calm lake. Let's take a deep breath together, slow and soft. Breathe in, smelling the pine and lavender. Breathe out, letting your body relax. One more time. In, calm and sweet. Out, gentle and quiet. You're with Lord Edwin in his quiet castle, hearing the night's lullaby. The sounds are soft, weaving together, wrapping you in a cozy hug, helping you drift to sleep. This is how the night sounds in Edwin's castle, a lullaby of owl hoots, wind whispers, and fire pops. It's quiet, warm, and safe, like a song that's always been. Let's keep going nice and slow. As we sink deeper into this peaceful, sleepy story, it's the middle of the night in Lord Edwin's big stone castle, and everything is dark and quiet. The moon is high outside, shining soft silver light through the narrow window in Edwin's bedroom. He's been sleeping in his cozy bed, tucked under heavy wool blankets that smell like sweet lavender. His wife, Lady Margaret, is beside him, her breathing soft and steady like a gentle song. Their youngest child, Alice, is curled up like a warm puppy, and by the fire, the hounds, Rusty and Clover, snore softly. But now Edwin wakes up, his eyes blinking in the dark. This happens a lot in his time, long ago in 1250. People often woke up in the night for a quiet time called the night watch. It's a time for thinking, listening, or just being still.
Edwin lies in bed, not moving, hearing Margaret's soft breaths. Maybe he sips water from a clay cup or whispers a short prayer. There's no rush to go back to sleep. The night is patient, like a kind friend waiting for him to rest again. Let's picture Edwin's bedroom. It's warm and cozy, even in the dark. The stone walls are thick, keeping out the cold, and colorful tapestries hang on them, showing pictures of stars and trees, though they're hard to see now. The fire in the hearth is low, just a few glowing embers like tiny red stars giving off a soft warmth. The bed is big, with tall oak posts carved with swirls and a green cloth canopy like a tent. The mattress is stuffed with goose feathers, soft but a little lumpy, and the blankets are heavy, wrapping Edwin like a big hug. A narrow window lets in a sliver of moonlight, painting a silver line on the stone floor. The room feels safe, like a nest, and the quiet of the night makes it even more special. Edwin wakes slowly, his eyes opening to the dark. He doesn't sit up or jump out of bed. He just lies there, still and calm, like a cat resting in a sunny spot. His body is tired from the day, walking through the courtyard, checking the stables, eating with his family. The tiredness feels good, like when you've played outside all day and your legs are heavy. Edwin blinks, seeing the faint moonlight on the canopy above. The room is so dark, it's like a big, soft blanket covering everything, but the moonlight gives just enough light to feel cozy, not scary. He listens to Margaret's breathing, the softest sound in the room. Her breaths are slow and steady, whoosh whoosh, like a gentle breeze moving through leaves. She's lying close, her arm touching his, warm and soft. Edwin can feel her body rising and falling like a wave on a quiet lake. The sound is so calm, it makes his heart slow down, like when you listen to a lullaby and your eyes get heavy. Margaret's face is peaceful, her long hair loose on the pillow, and Edwin smiles because she's his best friend, and her breathing is like a promise that she's there. Alice is in the bed too, curled up between them. Her little body is warm like a hot water bottle, and her curly hair tickles Edwin's arm. Her breathing is faster than Margaret's, like a bunny hopping softly, but it's steady, showing she's deep in a dream. Sometimes she mumbles tiny words like horse or flower, and Edwin giggles quietly because Alice is so cute when she sleeps. Her presence makes the bed feel full of love, like when your little sibling snuggles close and you know they feel safe. The hounds, Rusty and Clover, are by the fire, adding their own sounds to the night. Rusty's snores are deep and rumbly, like a big dog dreaming of running through fields. Clover's snores are lighter, with little yips, like she's chasing a butterfly in her sleep. Their mat is soft, and their fur glows in the ember light, like they're part of the fire's warmth. The snores are steady, like a drum beat, and they make Edwin feel safe, like his dogs are guarding his dreams. He listens, his eyes half closed, and the sounds wrap around him like a cozy scarf. Edwin doesn't move much because he doesn't want to wake anyone. The bed creaks when he shifts, squeak squeak, like an old chair, and he doesn't want that loud noise to bother Margaret or Alice. He stays still, his head on the fluffy pillow, the lavender smells sweet in his nose. The blankets are heavy, pressing him into the mattress, and the feathers shift softly, like a cloud holding him. The room is so quiet except for the breathing and snores, and it feels like the whole castle is asleep, resting under the moonlight. Sometimes Edwin reaches for a clay cup on a small table by the bed. The cup is simple, made of brown clay, smooth and cool to touch, like a stone from a river. It's filled with water, kept there in case he gets thirsty. He moves slowly, careful not to make the bed creak, and picks up the cup. The water is cold, like drinking from a stream, and he sips it, feeling it slide down his throat. The taste is clean, with a tiny hint of clay, like when you drink from a mug at a picnic. The sip wakes him just a little, but not too much. It's like a soft nudge, saying, "You're okay, it's just the night." After sipping, Edwin sets the cup down, his hands slow and quiet. The table is wooden, small and sturdy, and the cup makes a tiny clink when it touches the surface, like a pebble dropping. He listens to make sure the sound didn't wake anyone, but Margaret's breathing stays steady and Alice doesn't move. Rusty grunts in his sleep, like he heard the clink, and Edwin smiles because his dog is so silly, always noticing things even in dreams. The quiet comes back like a soft wave, and Edwin settles into the bed again, feeling the blankets hug him. Other times, Edwin whispers a prayer. It's not loud, just a few words he says in his head or barely out loud, like a secret.
The prayer is simple, like, "Thank you for my family, keep us safe." He thinks of the church and the castle with its colorful windows and candles, and it makes him feel calm, like when you say goodnight to someone you love. The prayer is short because Edwin doesn't need many words. It's like a quick hug to the night, saying he's grateful for his cozy bed, his warm family, and his safe manor. After the prayer, he feels lighter, like a weight has lifted, and his eyes get heavier, ready to close again. Let's imagine Edwin lying there in the dark. His bed is soft, the blankets heavy, and the lavender smell is sweet, like a flower garden. The moonlight paints a silver line on the canopy, like a star shining just for him. Margaret's breathing is slow, whoosh whoosh, her warmth close. Alice's curls brush his arm, her little breath soft and quick. Rusty's snores rumble, Clover's yips flutter by the fire's glow. The clay cup sits on the table, cool and quiet. Edwin's prayer is done, his heart calm. The night is dark, but it's kind, like a big, soft blanket, and there's no hurry to do anything. The night watch is a special time because it's so quiet and still. In Edwin's time, people often woke up in the middle of the night, not because they were scared, but because it was normal. They might think, pray, or just listen, like Edwin is doing now. It's like when you wake up early on a weekend and lie in bed, not ready to get up, just enjoying the quiet. Edwin likes this time because it's his chance to be still, to let his thoughts wander, like clouds drifting in a dark sky. His thoughts are gentle, not loud or fast. He thinks about his day, talking to his steward John about the harvest, patting his horse Star in the stables, laughing with Margaret and Alice at supper. These thoughts are soft, like petals falling, and they make him smile. He thinks about the manor, safe under the stars, with its fields and animals sleeping. He thinks about the owl hooting last night, its hoo-hoo like a friend's voice. These thoughts don't make him worry, they make him feel happy, like when you remember a good day and feel warm inside. The quiet of the night is so big, it feels like it's holding the whole castle. The courtyard, so busy during the day with carts and chickens, is silent now, like it's napping. The stables are still, the horses snoring like Rusty. The kitchen, where cooks make bread, is dark and quiet, waiting for morning. Edwin feels like he's part of this quiet, his breathing slow, matching the night's rhythm. The castle is his home, and the night is its soft side, like a mom tucking everyone in. Let's think about the sounds Edwin hears. Margaret's breathing is the closest, whoosh whoosh, like a gentle wave. Alice's breaths are lighter, like a bird chirping softly. Rusty's snores are deep, rumbling like a faraway storm. Clover's yips are tiny, like bubbles popping. The fire's embers make a faint hiss, like a whisper, and sometimes a log shifts, making a soft crack. Outside, the wind hums through the arrow slits, a quiet shhh, bringing a pine smell. These sounds are small, but they fill the room, like a cozy song that's just for Edwin. The clay cup is still there on the table, a simple thing that makes the night feel real. Edwin might reach for it again, taking another sip, the water cool and refreshing. The clink of the cup is soft, like a bell ringing once, and it fits with the night's quiet. He sets it down, careful not to make noise, and the table holds it steady, like a friend keeping a secret. The water helps him feel awake for a moment, but it's a soft awake, like when you open your eyes in the dark and then close them again. The prayer comes back sometimes if Edwin feels like saying it again. He whispers, "Keep my manor safe," or "Thank you for Margaret and Alice." The words are quiet, like breathing, and they make him feel connected to something bigger, like the stars outside. The prayer is like a candle, lighting up his heart, and it makes the night feel kind, like a hug from someone far away. Edwin doesn't need to say much, because the night listens, patient and still. Let's picture Edwin's thoughts drifting. He thinks of Margaret, who helped him plan a feast today. He thinks of Alice, who drew a picture of a dog that looked like Rusty. He thinks of Star, his horse, who snorted when he got an apple. These thoughts are like pictures in a book, soft and colorful, and they make him smile. The bed holds him, the blankets warm, and the lavender smells like a dream. His family is close, they're breathing a cozy song, and the night is gentle, letting him think without rushing. The dark is so deep, it's like a big, soft cave. The moonlight is the only light except for the embers glow, and it makes the room feel magical, like a fairy tale. Edwin's eyes are heavy, like they're tied with strings, but he doesn't close them yet. He wants to listen a little longer, to feel the night's quiet. The night watch is his time, like when you lie awake and think about your day, not worried, just calm. The hound's snores are funny, making Edwin giggle. Rusty's snores are so loud they shake the mat like a big dog engine. Clover's yips are tiny, like she's talking in her sleep, maybe saying, "Catch that rabbit." Their sounds are part of the room, like the fire's hiss or Margaret's breath, and they make Edwin feel like his family is all around him, even the furry ones.
He imagines Rusty dreaming of running, his big paws twitching and Clover chasing something fast, her tail wagging in her sleep. Margaret's breathing is the steadiest sound, like a clock that never stops. Edwin listens, feeling her warmth, and it's like a rope tying him to her. He knows she's there, sleeping peacefully, and it makes his heart feel full, like when you hug someone you love. Alice's breathing is softer, but it's there like a little bird singing. Her curls are still tickling his arm, and he moves carefully, not wanting to wake her. The bed creaks, squeak, squeak, and he freezes, but no one stirs. He smiles because the night is so kind, letting everyone sleep. The night watch feels like a gift, a quiet moment just for Edwin. He doesn't need to do anything, no walking, no talking, no helping the manor. He can just be like when you sit on a swing and don't swing, just feel the air. His thoughts are slow, like a river moving gently, and they carry him closer to sleep. The bed is soft, the blankets heavy, and the lavender smell is like a cloud floating him away. Let's imagine the room one more time. The fire's embers glow red and warm like tiny hearts. The moonlight paints a silver line, soft and pale. The tapestries are dark, but their pictures of stars seem to twinkle in the glow. The bed is cozy with its oak posts and green canopy holding Edwin, Margaret, and Alice. The clay cup sits on the table, quiet and cool. Rusty and Clover snore by the fire, their fur glowing. Margaret's breath, Alice's puffs, the hound's snores, the fire's hiss, the wind's hum, they're all there, like a cozy song, singing Edwin to sleep. The night is patient, like a big, kind friend. It doesn't rush Edwin or make him hurry. It lets him lie there, sipping water, whispering prayers, or just listening. The castle is quiet, the manor asleep, and the stars are watching outside. Edwin feels safe, like he's in a warm bubble with his family and dogs close. His eyes are so heavy now, like they're full of sand, and he lets them close, feeling the night's gentle hug. Let's think about why the night watch is special. It's a time when the world slows down, like when you're in bed and everything's quiet. Edwin can think about his day, his family, his manor, without anyone needing him. The sounds, Margaret's breath, Alice's puffs, the hound's snores are like a lullaby, telling him everything's okay. The clay cup, the prayer, the dark, they're all part of this moment, making it feel like a soft, secret time just for him. Let's take a deep breath together, slow and soft. Breathe in, smelling the lavender and pine. Breathe out, letting your body relax. One more time. In, calm and sweet. Out, gentle and quiet. You're with Lord Edwin in his dark, cozy room, feeling the night's patience. The sounds are soft, the bed is warm, and the night is kind, wrapping you in a sleepy hug, helping you drift away. This is how Edwin's midnight break feels, a quiet time for thoughts and listening. The night is patient, the castle is still, and sleep is near. Let's keep going, nice and slow, as we sink deeper into this peaceful, cozy story. It's deep in the night, and Lord Edwin's big stone castle is wrapped in quiet. He's lying in his cozy bed, tucked under heavy wool blankets that smell like sweet lavender. His wife, Lady Margaret, is beside him, her breathing soft and steady, like a gentle wave. Their youngest child, Alice, is curled up like a warm puppy, her little breaths quick and soft. By the fire, his hounds, Rusty and Clover, snore gently, their fur glowing in the ember light. Edwin wakes for a moment, his eyes blinking in the dark, and looks toward the narrow window in his bedroom. Through it, he sees the stars, tiny and bright, like diamonds sparkling in the sky. The sky feels huge, like a giant blanket full of light, and it seems holy, like something special and kind. Edwin imagines angels watching from above, or maybe just the moon, soft and silver, smiling down. The darkness is gentle, pulling him back to sleep like a tide in the ocean, slow and calm. Let's picture Edwin's bedroom. It's a warm, safe place with thick stone walls that keep out the cold night air. The fire in the hearth is low, just a few glowing embers like red jewels giving off a soft, cozy light. Colorful tapestries hang on the walls, showing pictures of stars, trees, and horses, though they're hard to see in the dark. The bed is big, with tall oak posts carved with swirls and leaves, and a green cloth canopy like a tent. The mattress is stuffed with goose feathers, soft but a little lumpy, and the blankets are heavy, wrapping Edwin like a big, warm hug. The narrow window is high on the wall, a skinny slit made for shooting arrows, but now it lets in the starlight and moonlight, painting a silver line on the stone floor. The room feels like a nest, cozy and quiet, and the stars outside make it feel magical. Edwin wakes slowly, his eyes opening to the dark. He doesn't sit up or move much because he's comfy and doesn't want to wake Margaret or Alice. His body is tired from the day, walking through the courtyard, talking to his steward John, eating supper with his family.
The tiredness feels good, like when you've played outside all day and your legs are heavy, ready for rest. Edwin blinks, looking at the window, where the stars shine like tiny candles in the sky. The darkness is deep, like a big, soft blanket, but the starlight is bright, making the room feel special, like a secret hideout. The stars are so pretty, like diamonds or sparkly jewels. They're small but sharp, twinkling in the black sky like someone scattered glitter on a dark cloth. Edwin stares at them, his eyes wide, feeling like he's looking at something far away but close at the same time. The sky is huge, stretching over the castle, the manor, and the whole world. It feels like a giant roof, covering everything, and it's holy, like a church or a special place where kind things live. Edwin's heart feels big when he looks at the stars, like when you see a beautiful sunset and feel happy inside. He imagines angels watching from the sky, like in the stories his priest tells. Angels are kind spirits with wings, and Edwin pictures them sitting on clouds, their faces soft and smiling. They're looking down at the castle, keeping it safe, like guards made of light. The thought makes Edwin feel warm, like when your mom checks on you at night and you know you're okay. Maybe the angels are singing, a quiet song only the stars can hear, and it makes the night feel peaceful, like a big hug from the sky. Or maybe it's just the moon, round and silver, like a shiny coin in the sky. The moon is soft, not as bright as the sun, but gentle, like a lantern glowing for the night. Edwin can see it through the window, peeking past the stars, its light pale and cool. He imagines the moon smiling, like a friendly face, watching over the manor while everyone sleeps. The moonlight comes through the window, making a silver path on the floor, like a road to a dream. Edwin loves the moon because it's always there, changing shape but never leaving, like a friend who stays close. The darkness is kind, not scary. It's like a big soft wave, pulling Edwin back to sleep, slow and gentle, like when you float on water and let it carry you. He feels the bed holding him, the blankets heavy, and the lavender smells sweet, like a flower garden. Margaret's breathing is steady, whoosh whoosh, like a lullaby. Alice's little breaths are quick, like a bird chirping softly. Rusty's snores rumble by the fire, deep and low, and Clover's yips are tiny, like she's dreaming of something fun. These sounds mix with the starlight, making the room feel cozy and safe, like a warm bubble in the big night. Let's imagine Edwin staring at the stars. He's lying on his side, his head on a fluffy pillow, the lavender smell tickling his nose. The blankets are pulled up to his chin, warm and heavy, and the mattress is soft, hugging his tired body. The window is just above, a skinny slit in the stone wall, and the stars shine through, twinkling like fireflies. The moonlight glows, soft and silver, lighting up the canopy like a painting. Edwin's eyes are heavy, but he keeps them open a little longer, wanting to see the sky, feeling like he's part of something big and beautiful. The stars make Edwin think quiet thoughts. He wonders how far they are, like tiny lights in a huge sky. He thinks about the manor, sleeping under those stars with its fields and animals safe. He thinks about Margaret, who laughed at supper, and Alice, who drew a picture of a star today. These thoughts are soft, like clouds floating, and they make him smile, his beard twitching in the dark. The stars feel like friends watching over him, and the thought makes his heart feel light, like when you lie on grass and look at the sky. The sky is so vast, like an ocean made of dark and light. It's bigger than the castle, bigger than the manor, bigger than anything Edwin knows. But it doesn't feel scary, it feels kind, like a giant hand holding the world. The stars are like little holes in the sky, letting light peek through, and the moon is like a soft lamp, guiding the night. Edwin feels small under this big sky, but not in a bad way. It's like when you stand by a huge tree and feel tiny but safe, knowing it's strong and friendly. Edwin imagines the angels again, their wings soft and white like the feathers in his mattress. He pictures them flying between the stars, their voices quiet, singing a song that makes the night calm. The angels are happy, watching the castle, making sure everyone sleeps well. Edwin likes this thought because it makes the stars feel closer, like they're part of his home. He whispers a little prayer, so soft it's barely a sound, saying, "Thank you for the stars." The prayer is like a breath floating up to the sky, and it makes him feel peaceful, like when you say good night and know everything's okay. The moon catches his eye again, round and glowing. It's not full tonight, just a half circle, like a cookie someone took a bite from. The moonlight is cool, not warm like the fire, but it's gentle, like a soft touch. Edwin imagines the moon talking, saying, "Sleep now, Edwin, I'm here."
The thought makes him giggle because it's silly to think the moon can talk, but it feels real in the quiet night. The moonlight makes the room feel magical, like a place where dreams start, and Edwin's eyes get heavier, like they're full of sand. The darkness is pulling him like a tide in the sea, slow and steady. It's not pushing or rushing, it's gentle, like a mom rocking a baby. Edwin feels the bed creak, squeak, squeak as he shifts a little, finding a comfy spot. The lumps in the mattress don't bother him, they're part of his bed like old friends. The blankets are warm, the lavender smells sweet, and the starlight is soft like a blanket of light. Margaret's breathing, Alice's puffs, and the hound's snores are all there, like a cozy song, helping the darkness pull him back to sleep. Let's think about the stars again. They're so bright, like tiny fires in the sky, but far away, like lights on a distant hill. Edwin wonders what they are. Maybe they're angels' candles or holes to a bright place. He doesn't know, but he likes makes him happy to look at them, like when you see Christmas lights and feel warm inside. The stars are always there, even when clouds hide them, and that makes Edwin feel safe, like the sky is a friend who never leaves. The moon is like the stars' big sister, softer but just as kind. Its light comes through the window, making the tapestries glow like they're alive. Edwin imagines the moon watching the manor, seeing the fields, the horses, and the sleeping chickens. The thought makes him smile, because it's funny to think the moon cares about chickens, but it feels true in the night. The moonlight is like a gentle hand touching his face, and it makes his eyes close, like when you're so cozy you can't stay awake. The angels in Edwin's thoughts are still there, flying softly. He pictures them smiling, their wings flapping like birds but quiet like butterflies. They're happy because the manor is peaceful and everyone is sleeping. Edwin feels like they're his friends, even though he can't see them, like when you know someone loves you even far away. The angels make the sky feel holy, like a big church with stars for candles, and Edwin's heart feels big, like it's full of light. The darkness is stronger now, pulling Edwin deeper. His breathing slows, matching Margaret's whoosh-whoosh like they're singing together. Alice's little breaths are soft, like a kitten purring. Rusty's snores rumble, Clover's yips flutter by the fire's glow. The bed creaks squeak-squeak as Edwin shifts, and he giggles because it's such a funny sound in the quiet. The lavender smell is sweet, the blanket's heavy, and the starlight is like a dream floating him away. Let's imagine Edwin one more time looking at the sky. His bed is cozy, the mattress soft, the blankets warm. The window shows the stars twinkling like diamonds and the moon silver and soft. Margaret's breathing is steady, Alice's curls tickle, and the hounds snore by the fire. The sky is vast, holy, full of angels, or maybe just the moon watching. Edwin's eyes close, the darkness pulls, and he's falling back to sleep like a leaf on a gentle wave. The night is patient, letting Edwin look at the stars, think his thoughts, and feel the sky's hug. The castle is quiet, the manor asleep, and the stars are shining. Edwin feels safe, his family close, the darkness kind. His thoughts are soft like feathers, and sleep is near like a warm friend waiting. Let's take a deep breath together, slow and soft. Breathe in, smelling the lavender and night air. Breathe out, letting your body relax. One more time. In, calm and sweet. Out, gentle and quiet. You're with Lord Edwin in his cozy bed, seeing the stars, feeling the sky. The night is kind, the darkness soft, and this story is wrapping you in a sleepy hug, helping you drift away. This is how Edwin sleeps with the sky, under stars and moonlight, with angels or just the moon watching. The night is holy, the bed is home, and sleep is near. Let's keep going, nice and slow, as we sink deeper into this peaceful, dreamy story. It's evening in Lord Edwin's big stone castle, and the day is winding down like a toy running out of energy. The sun has set, leaving the sky dark with twinkling stars, and the castle is quiet, ready for night. Edwin is in the great hall, a long room with wooden tables, a roaring fire, and colorful tapestries on the walls. He's just finished supper, a big yummy meal that makes his tummy feel full and happy. The supper was hearty, which means it was warm and filling, like a big hug from food. They ate venison stew, a thick soup made from deer meat, bread with sweet honey, and drank warm mead, a drink like sweet juice made from honey. The food sits heavy in Edwin's stomach, like a cozy weight, making him feel grounded, like a tree with strong roots. The spices in the stew, cinnamon and clove, stay on his tongue, tasting warm and cozy, like a lullaby you can taste. His body feels soft, relaxed, and ready for rest, like when you're full after a big dinner and want a snuggle in bed. Let's picture the great hall where Edwin ate.
It's a big warm room with high ceilings and wooden beams like the inside of a giant barn. The tables are long, made of dark wood, and covered with plates and cups. A huge fire burns in the hearth, crackling and popping, sending orange light dancing on the walls. The tapestries show pictures of nights, forests, and stars, their colors bright in the firelight. The floor is covered with rushes, soft grasses that smell like a meadow, and they rustle when people walk. Edwin sits at the head of the main table with his wife, Lady Margaret, beside him, smiling. Their kids, Thomas and Alice, are there too, giggling and dropping crumbs. Servants move quietly, bringing more food, and Edwin's hounds, Rusty and Clover, lie by the fire, hopping for a treat. The hall is noisy but happy, like a family party that's cozy and fun. Supper is the last meal of the day, and it's special because it helps everyone feel ready for sleep. Edwin's plate is full of venison stew, a thick, warm soup that smells so good it makes his mouth water. Venison is meat from a deer, and the stew is full of soft chunks of it, cooked until it's tender, like when you bite into a juicy hamburger. The stew has vegetables, 2 carrots, onions, and turnips, all soft and mixed in a brown, savory broth, like a soup that's been simmering all day. The spices, cinnamon and clove, give it a sweet, warm taste, like Christmas cookies or hot cocoa. Cinnamon is a brown powder that tastes like sweet warmth, and clove is a tiny spice that's sharp but cozy, like a hug with a little kick. Together, they make the stew taste special, like a treat you only get sometimes. Edwin scoops the stew with a wooden spoon, blowing on it because it's hot. The steam rises, smelling like meat and spices, and it warms his face like standing near a fire. He takes a bite, and the venison is soft, falling apart in his mouth. The carrots are sweet, the onions are mild, and the spices tickle his tongue, making him smile. The stew is thick like oatmeal, and it fills his tummy, making it feel heavy, like when you eat a big bowl of soup and feel full. The cinnamon and clove stay in his mouth, their taste lingering, like when you eat candy and still taste it later. It's a cozy feeling, like a song that stays in your head, and it makes Edwin feel calm, ready for bed. Next to the stew is bread, fresh from the castle's kitchen. The bread is crusty on the outside, like a hard shell, but soft and fluffy inside, like a cloud. It's brown and warm, smelling like the oven, and Edwin tears off a piece, watching steam rise. He spreads honey on it, a golden, sticky sweetness that drips a little on his fingers. Honey tastes like flowers, sweet and smooth, like candy made by bees. Edwin licks his fingers, giggling because it's messy but fun, like when you eat a popsicle and it drips. He bites the bread and the crust crunches while the soft inside melts with the honey's sweetness. The taste is warm and happy, like a sunny day, and it makes his tummy feel even fuller, like a balloon that's just right. Edwin drinks mead from a wooden cup, a special drink made from honey, water, and yeast. Mead is sweet, like juice, but warm and a little fizzy, like soda that's been heated up. It's served hot tonight, steaming in the cup, and Edwin holds it with both hands, feeling the warmth through the wood. The mead smells like honey and flowers, and when he sips it, it's smooth, sliding down his throat like a warm hug. The sweetness stays on his tongue, mixing with the stew's spices, and it makes him feel cozy, like when you drink hot chocolate on a cold day. The mead is heavy in his stomach, like the stew, and it helps him feel grounded, like he's planted in his chair, ready to rest. Let's imagine Edwin eating supper. He's sitting at the big table, his blue tunic a little wrinkled from the day. His gray beard catches a crumb, and Margaret laughs, brushing it away. Thomas and Alice are chattering, telling stories about a frog they saw in the garden. Edwin smiles, his eyes crinkling because his family is so happy. He scoops more stew, the spoon clinking on the bowl, and takes a big bite, the cinnamon and clove warming his mouth. He tears another piece of bread, spreading honey thickly, and munches it, the crunch loud in his ears. He sips the mead, the cup warm in his hands, and the sweetness makes him sigh, like when you taste something so good you just want to close your eyes. The food is hearty, which means it's strong and filling, like a meal that gives you energy to sleep well. The venison stew is thick and warm, sticking to Edwin's ribs like when you eat macaroni and cheese and feel full for hours. The bread with honey is sweet and soft, balancing the stew's savory taste like when you have cookies with dinner. The meat is warm and heavy, making Edwin's tummy feel cozy, like a warm blanket inside. Together, these foods make him feel grounded, like he's connected to the earth and his body softens like a pillow, getting fluffier. The spices are the best part because they stay with Edwin even after he's done eating. Cinnamon tastes like sweet warmth, like a cozy fire, and clove is sharp but gentle, like a spice hug. They linger on his tongue like when you eat a mint and taste it for a while. The spices make the supper feel special, like a treat, and they help Edwin feel calm, like a lullaby you can taste. He thinks about the spices as he eats, remembering how the cooks in the kitchen sprinkled them into the stew, stirring with big wooden spoons. The thought makes him smile because his cooks work hard to make food that feels like love. Let's think about the Great Hall again. The fire is roaring, sending shadows dancing on the walls like a quiet show. The tables are full of people, Edwin's family, servants, and some knights who work for him. Everyone's eating, their spoons clinking, their voices soft and happy. Rusty and Clover are by the fire, their eyes watching Edwin. Hopping, he drops a piece of bread. Alice giggles, tossing a crumb to Clover, and Edwin pretends not to see, because he loves how happy it makes his daughter. The hall smells like stew, bread, and mead, with a hint of smoke from the fire, like a cozy campfire. It's a warm, busy place, but it feels like home, like when your kitchen is full of family at dinner time. Edwin's tummy is full now, and it feels heavy, like he's carrying a little weight inside. The stew, bread, and meat are all mixed together, making him feel satisfied, like when you eat a big Thanksgiving dinner and want to nap. The heaviness is nice because it makes him feel grounded, like he's rooted to the castle, safe and strong. His body is softening, like dough rising, and his eyes are getting heavy, like when you're full and just want to lie down. The spices are still on his tongue, sweet and warm, like a memory of the meal, and they make him feel cozy, like a song that helps you sleep. Margaret is eating too, her bowl of stew almost empty. She loves the bread with honey, and her fingers are sticky, making her laugh. She sips her mead, her cheeks pink from the warmth, and talks to Edwin about the garden, saying the roses are blooming. Edwin listens, nodding, his heart full because Margaret is happy. Thomas and Alice are messy eaters, their faces smudged with honey, and they giggle when Edwin makes a funny face. The meal is more than food, it's a time to be together, like when your family eats pizza and tells stories. The servants bring more bread, their trays piled high, and the smell of fresh baking fills the hall. They smile at Edwin because he's a kind lord, always saying thank you. One servant, a boy named Will, drops a loaf and it rolls under the table. Rusty jumps up, sniffing for it, and everyone laughs because dogs are so silly. Edwin chuckles, his beard bouncing, and tells Will not to worry because accidents happen. The happy noise of the hall, laughter, clinking spoons, soft voices, makes Edwin feel like his manor is a big, warm family, and the supper is their time to share love. Let's imagine the taste of the supper again. The venison stew is warm and thick, with soft meat and veggies, and the cinnamon and clove make it taste like a holiday. Edwin chews slowly, savoring each bite, the spices dancing on his tongue. The bread is crusty, the honey sweet, like a dessert in every bite. He munches, the crunch loud, and the honey sticks to his teeth, making him smile. The meat is warm, sweet, and fizzy, like a special treat, and it warms his throat, like a cozy scarf inside. These tastes mix together, making Edwin feel full and happy, like when you eat your favorite meal and feel ready for bed. The fire in the hall is big, keeping everyone warm. It crackles and pops like the sound of popcorn, and the flames make the room glow like a giant candle. The light shines on Edwin's face, making his gray beard look soft like a cloud. He leans back in his chair, his tummy full, and watches the fire, feeling its warmth on his hands. The fire's heat mixes with the food's warmth, making him feel cozy all over, like when you sit by a heater after playing in the snow. Edwin's body is softening like a marshmallow, getting warm. His shoulders, sore from lifting a sword today, relax like they're melting. His legs, tired from walking, feel heavy like they're sinking into the chair. His tummy is full, the stew and mead making it feel like a cozy pillow inside. The spices, cinnamon and clove, are still there, a sweet taste that makes him yawn like when you smell cookies and feel sleepy. His eyes are heavy like they're full of sand, and he knows bed is near, waiting like a soft friend. Let's think about why this supper helps Edwin sleep. The venison stew is hearty, filling his tummy so he doesn't feel hungry at night. The bread with honey is sweet, making him happy like when you eat dessert and smile. The mead is warm, calming his body like a hot drink before bed. The spices are cozy, their taste lingering like a lullaby that stays with you. Together, these foods make Edwin feel grounded, like he's safe in his castle, and his body softens, ready for rest, like when you're full and want to snuggle. Great Hall is quieter now as people finish eating. Some servants clear plates, their steps soft on the rushes. Thomas and Alice are yawning, their eyes droopy, and Margaret tells them it's time for bed. Edwin nods, feeling the same way, his body heavy and calm. Rusty and Clover are still by the fire, their tails wagging slowly like they know bedtime is coming. The hall's warmth, the food's heaviness, and the family's love make Edwin feel like everything is right, like when your house is cozy and you know you're safe. Edwin stands up, his chair creaking, and stretches his arms like a cat waking up. His tunic is a little messy from honey, and he brushes it off, chuckling. Margaret takes his hand, her fingers warm, and they walk toward their bedroom, Thomas and Alice following. The hall's fire glows behind them, and the smells of stew, bread, and mead linger like a cozy memory. Edwin's tummy feels full, his tongue still tastes the spices, and his body is soft, like a pillow ready for bed. Let's picture Edwin walking to his room. The castle's halls are cool, the stone walls lit by flickering torches. His boots scuff the floor, making a soft scrape like when you shuffle in slippers. Margaret's hand is in his, and Alice holds her other hand, yawning big. Thomas runs ahead, pretending to be a knight, and Edwin laughs because his kids are so silly. The smells of supper follow them, the cinnamon and clove like a warm trail, and Edwin feels happy, like when you're heading to bed after a great day. In the bedroom, Edwin sees his big bed with its oak posts and green canopy. The blankets are waiting, heavy and blue, with that lavender smell he loves. The fire in the hearth is low, glowing softly, and Rusty and Clover are already there, curling up on their mat. Margaret helps Alice into her own little bed nearby, but Edwin knows she might sneak in later like a puppy. He climbs into his bed, the mattress creaking, squeak squeak, and pulls the blankets up. The supper is still heavy in his tummy, the spices on his tongue, and his body is soft, ready for sleep. Let's imagine the supper's taste one more time. The venison stew is warm, meaty, with cinnamon and clove making it special. The bread is crusty, the honey sweet like a treat. The meat is hot, sugary, warming Edwin inside. These tastes are cozy, like a lullaby, and they stay with him, making his eyes close, like when you're full and sleepy after a big meal. The night is quiet, the castle asleep. The stars shine outside, and the moon glows soft and silver. Edwin's tummy is full, his body relaxed, and the spices linger like a warm song. Margaret's breathing is steady beside him, and the hounds snore by the fire. The supper has done its job, grounding him, softening him, readying him for rest, like a cozy blanket for his body and mind. Let's take a deep breath together, slow and soft. Breathe in, smelling the lavender and spices. Breathe out, letting your body relax. One more time. In, calm and sweet. Out, gentle and quiet. You're with Lord Edwin in his cozy bed, feeling full and sleepy. The supper is warm, the night is kind, and this story is wrapping you in a soft hug, helping you drift to sleep. This is how Edwin's supper feels, hearty and cozy, with stew, bread, and mead. It's heavy, grounding, and full of love, like a meal that sings you to sleep. Let's keep going, nice and slow, as we sink deeper into this peaceful, dreamy story. The night is deep and quiet in Lord Edwin's big stone castle, and the world feels like it's resting. Edwin is tucked into his cozy bed, under heavy wool blankets that smell like sweet lavender. His wife, Lady Margaret, is beside him, her breathing soft and steady like a gentle breeze. Their youngest child, Alice, is curled up like a warm puppy, her little breaths quick and soft. By the hearth, Edwin's hounds, Rusty and Clover, snore gently, their fur glowing in the faint light of the fire. The room is warm and safe, but the fire in the hearth is burning low, its flames small and tired. A servant, a young boy named Will, comes in quietly to bank the fire, piling ashes over the glowing coals. The fire's glow gets dimmer, like a candle fading, but the warmth stays like a soft hug. This is a sign that the day is truly over, like turning off a light before bed. Edwin watches the last flames dance, his thoughts slowing down, softening like a song getting quieter, ready for sleep. Let's picture Edwin's bedroom. It's a cozy, special place with thick stone walls that keep out the cold night air. Colorful tapestries hang on the walls, showing pictures of stars, trees, and horses, but they're hard to see in the dim light. The bed is big, with tall oak posts carved with swirls and leaves and a green cloth canopy like a tent. The mattress is stuffed with goose feathers, soft but a little lumpy, and the blankets are heavy, wrapping Edwin like a warm cocoon. A narrow window lets in a sliver of moonlight, like a silver ribbon on the stone floor, covered with soft rushes that smell like a meadow. The fire in the hearth is the heart of the room, but it's low now, just a few red coals and tiny flames glowing like little stars. The room feels like a safe nest, and the fatting fire makes it even cozier, like a signal that it's time to rest. Edwin is lying in bed, his eyes half open, watching the fire. He's tired from a long day, walking through the courtyard, talking to his steward John, eating a big supper of venison stew, bread with honey and warm mead. His tummy is full, his body heavy, like when you've eaten a big meal and played outside all day. The blankets are warm, the lavender smells sweet, and the bed creaks softly, squeak squeak, when he shifts. He's not ready to sleep yet, but he's close, his thoughts slow and soft, like clouds drifting in a dark sky. The fire's glow catches his eye, and he watches it, feeling calm, like when you stare at a candle and feel sleepy. The servant, Will, comes in quietly, his bare feet soft on the rushes. Will is a young boy, maybe 12, with messy hair and a kind smile. He works in the castle, helping with chores like carrying water or cleaning plates. Tonight, his job is to bank the fire, which means covering the coals with ashes to keep them safe until morning. Banking the fire is like tucking it in, making sure it doesn't go out but doesn't burn too bright either. Will carries a small wooden shovel, like a tiny spade, and a bucket of gray ashes, like soft sand. He moves slowly, careful not to make noise, because he knows Edwin and his family are resting. Will kneels by the hearth, the fire's glow lighting his face. The flames are small now, dancing like little fairies, and the coals are red like glowing jewels. He scoops ashes from the bucket, sprinkling them over the coals like covering a garden with dirt. The ashes are light, floating a little before settling, and they make a soft hiss like a whisper as they touch the hot coals. Flames get smaller, hiding under the ashes, and the glow dims like a lamp turned low. Will adds more ashes, piling them gently until the coals are mostly covered like a blanket over a sleeping baby. The fire is safe now, ready to rest, but its warmth stays, spreading through the room like a cozy breath. Edwin watches Will work, his eyes heavy but curious. The fire's dance is pretty, like tiny sparks playing tag, and the ashes make it softer, like a picture fatting. The glow is dimmer, but it's still there, like a friendly light saying good night. Edwin likes this moment because it means the day is done, like when your mom turns off the TV and says it's bedtime. His thoughts are slow, like a turtle walking, and he feels his body soften, like a pillow getting fluffier. The lavender smell is sweet, mixing with the smoky scent of the fire, and it makes him yawn, a big yawn that stretches his face and makes his beard wiggle. Will finishes banking the fire and stands up, brushing his hands on his tunic. The bucket is lighter now, and he sets it by the hearth, quiet as a mouse. He looks at the fire, making sure it's okay, and nods to himself like he's proud of his work. The coals are hidden under the ashes, but a tiny red glow peeks through like a secret. Will tiptoes out, his feet barely rustling the rushes, and the door creaks softly as he leaves, like a whisper saying, "Sleep well." Edwin smiles because Will is a good boy, always careful and kind, like when you help your little sibling and don't want to wake them. The fire's glow is so dim now, like a single candle far away. The room is darker, but the moonlight from the window helps, painting a silver line on the floor. The warmth from the fire lingers, like a cozy blanket you can't see, keeping the room soft and snug. Edwin feels the warmth on his face, even from the bed, like when you sit near a heater and feel toasty. The fatting fire is a sign, like a bell ringing softly, telling everyone the day is over and it's time to rest. Edwin's thoughts slow even more, like a song getting quieter, and his eyes droop like curtains closing. Let's imagine Edwin watching the last flames. He's lying on his side, his head on a fluffy pillow, the lavender smells sweet in his nose. The blankets are heavy, pressing him into the mattress, and the feathers shift softly like a cloud. Margaret's breathing is steady, whoosh whoosh like a gentle wave. Alice's little breaths are quick like a bunny sleeping. Rusty's snores rumble by the hearth, deep and low, and Clover's yips are tiny, like she's dreaming of chasing a butterfly. The fire's last flames dance, small and soft, like fireflies in a jar.
The ashes cover the coals, the glow dims, but the warmth stays like a hug from the room. Edwin's thoughts are soft, like petals falling, and he's ready for sleep. The fire's dance is so pretty, even as it fades. The flames are tiny now, like little sparks hopping, and they flicker like they're waving goodbye. The coals are red under the ashes, glowing like hidden treasures, and they make a soft hiss like a quiet song. Edwin watches, his eyes blinking slowly, feeling like the fire is talking to him, saying, "Rest now, the day is done." The glow is almost gone, but it leaves a cozy feeling, like when you see the last bit of a sunset and feel happy inside. The warmth from the fire is still there, like a soft hand touching the room. It's not hot, just gentle, like when you hold a warm mug of cocoa. Edwin feels it on his cheeks, even under the blankets, and it makes him feel safe, like the castle is wrapping him up. The warmth mixes with the lavender smell, sweet and calming, and the moonlight, cool and silver, making the room feel like a dream. His body is heavy, like a rock sinking in water, but it's a good heavy, like when you're so cozy you don't want to move. Margaret's breathing is the steadiest sound, whoosh whoosh, like a clock ticking softly. Edwin listens, feeling her warmth beside him, and it's like a rope tying him to her. Alice's curls tickle his arm, her breathing light like a bird chirping in her sleep. The hound's snores add to the room's song, Rusty's deep and Clover's fluttery like a duet by the fire. These sounds mix with the fire's faint hiss, like a lullaby helping Edwin's thoughts slow, like a river calming down. Let's think about why the fire's final flicker is special. It's like a signal telling everyone the day is over, like when your teacher says, "Time to go home." The servant banking the fire is a quiet job, but it's important, keeping the coals safe for morning. The dimming glow is soft, like a light fatting, and the lingering warmth is cozy, like a blanket you can feel but not see. Edwin's thoughts soften like dough being kneaded, and he feels ready for sleep, like when you're in bed and know you're safe. The room is so quiet now, except for the family's sounds and the fire's faint hiss. The moonlight paints a silver path, like a road to a dream. The tapestries are dark, but their pictures of stars seem to glow like they're part of the night. Edwin's bed is warm, the blankets heavy, and the lavender smell is like a cloud floating him to sleep. His thoughts are gentle, like leaves falling, and he thinks about the day, patting his horse Star, laughing with Alice, eating stew with spices. These thoughts make him smile, his beard twitching, like when you remember a fun day and feel happy. The servant, Will, did a good job, and Edwin is grateful. He thinks about Will tiptoeing out, his bucket empty, his face lit by the fire's glow. Will is part of the manor, like the cooks, the knights, and the farmers, and Edwin feels proud, like when you work with your friends and finish something together. The banked fire is safe now, ready to be woken up in the morning, like a sleeping dragon waiting for a new day. The thought makes Edwin giggle because it's silly to think of a fire as a dragon, but it feels true in the quiet night. The warmth lingers like a soft whisper, telling Edwin everything is okay. The castle is strong, its walls thick, keeping out the cold. The manor is asleep, the fields quiet, the horses snoring in their stables. Edwin feels like he's part of this quiet, his breathing slow, matching Margaret's. The fire's final flicker is like a goodbye, soft and kind, and it makes his eyes close, like when you're so cozy you can't stay awake. Let's picture the room one more time. The fire's glow is almost gone, just a tiny red light under the ashes, like a hidden star. The moonlight shines through the window, silver and soft, lighting the canopy like a dream. The bed is cozy, with its oak posts and green cloth holding Edwin, Margaret, and Alice. Rusty and Clover snore by the hearth, their fur warm. Margaret's breath, Alice's puffs, the hound's snores, and the fire's hiss are all there, like a quiet song. Edwin's thoughts are soft, his body heavy, and the night is kind, pulling him to sleep. The fire's final flicker is like a promise, saying the day is done and rest is here. Edwin feels safe, his family close, the warmth lingering. His thoughts slow, like a toy winding down, and sleep is near, like a warm friend waiting. The castle is quiet, the stars are shining, and the night is gentle, like a big hug. Let's take a deep breath together, slow and soft. Breathe in, smelling the lavender and smoke. Breathe out, letting your body relax. One more time. In, calm and sweet. Out, gentle and quiet. You're with Lord Edwin in his cozy bed, watching the fire's last flicker. The warmth is soft, the night is kind, and this story is wrapping you in a sleepy hug, helping you drift away. This is how the fire's final flicker feels, dim and warm, a signal for rest. The day is done, the castle is quiet, and sleep is near.
Let's keep going, nice and slow, as we sink deeper into this peaceful, dreamy story. The evening is soft and quiet in Lord Edwin's big stone castle, and the day is slipping away like a gentle stream. The sun is gone, leaving the sky dark with twinkling stars, and the castle is calm, ready for night. Edwin and his wife, Lady Margaret, are in their cozy bedroom, getting ready for bed after a long day of work and a yummy supper of venison stew, bread with honey and warm mead. Edwin moves quietly, careful not to make noise. He hangs his cloak on a wooden peg, smooths the blankets on their big bed, and feels the softness under his hands. Margaret sits nearby, brushing her long hair, the comb making a soft, whispering sound like a breeze through leaves. Together, they check the door latch, not because they're scared, but because it's a habit, like brushing your teeth before bed. Each little action, hanging, smoothing, brushing, checking, is small but special, like a sacred step on the path to sleep, making them feel safe and ready to rest. Let's picture their bedroom. It's a warm, snug place with thick stone walls that keep out the chilly night air. Colorful tapestries hang on the walls, showing pictures of stars, trees, and horses, but they're dim in the low light of the fire. The hearth has a small fire, just glowing embers now like red jewels, sending a soft warmth into the room. The bed is big, with tall oak posts carved with swirls and leaves, and a green cloth canopy like a tent. The mattress is stuffed with goose feathers, soft but a little lumpy, and the blankets are heavy blue and smell like sweet lavender, like a flower hug. A narrow window lets in a sliver of moonlight, like a silver ribbon on the stone floor, covered with rushes that smell like a fresh meadow. The room feels like a cozy nest, and the bedtime rituals make it even more special, like a quiet song before sleep. Edwin moves slowly, his boots off, his bare feet cool on the stone floor. His day was busy, walking through the courtyard, talking to his steward John about the harvest, and laughing with his kids, Thomas and Alice, at supper. Now his body is tired, like when you've played outside all day and your legs feel heavy. He's wearing a long nightshirt, white and loose, like a big t-shirt, soft against his skin. His blue cloak, dusty from the day, is draped over his arm, and he walks to a wooden peg on the wall near the door. The peg is sturdy, like a branch, and Edwin hangs the cloak carefully, smoothing it with his hands like petting a dog. The cloak swings a little, then stops, and Edwin smiles because this small job feels good, like putting away your backpack after school. The cloak is heavy, made of thick wool, dyed blue like the sky at dusk. It's warm, perfect for chilly days, and it smells like the outdoors, with a hint of smoke from the great hall's fire. Edwin runs his fingers over it, feeling the rough fabric, and it's like touching a piece of his day, walking in the fields, checking the stables, being a lord. Hanging it up is like saying goodbye to those tasks, telling the day it's time to rest. He pats the cloak one more time, like saying goodnight to a friend, and turns back to the room, his steps soft on the rushes, like walking on grass. Next, Edwin goes to the bed, where the blankets are waiting. The bed is big, almost as wide as a small car, and the blankets are piled high, blue and fluffy, like a cozy mountain. They're made of wool, soft and warm, with little sachets of lavender tucked inside, making them smell sweet like a garden. Edwin pulls the blankets straight, smoothing them with his hands, like making your bed in the morning. The wool is soft under his fingers, and the lavender smell floats up, tickling his nose like when you smell flowers and want to sneeze. He smooths each blanket one by one, making sure they're neat, like when you fix your covers to be just right. The bed creaks a little squeak squeak as he presses down, and he giggles because it's a funny sound, like the bed is talking. Smoothing the blankets feels special, like a little job that makes the bed perfect for sleep. Edwin likes things tidy, not because he's fussy, but because it makes him feel calm, like when you clean your desk and feel ready to work. The blankets are heavy, and as he smooths them, he imagines he's climbing in, feeling their weight like a big hug. The lavender smell is stronger now, sweet and soothing, like a lullaby you can smell, and it makes his eyes feel heavy, like when you're cozy and want to close them. He pats the bed like saying, "You're ready," and steps back, his heart happy, because the bed looks so inviting, like a soft cloud waiting for him. Margaret is sitting on a wooden stool near the bed, brushing her long hair. Her hair is dark and shiny like a river, and it falls past her shoulders, soft and smooth. She's wearing a white nightdress, loose and comfy like a big shirt, and her feet are bare, resting on the rushes. The comb is made of bone, white and smooth, with little teeth like a tiny rake. Margaret pulls it through her hair, slow and gentle, and it makes a soft whispering sound like wind rustling leaves. The comb slides easily, untangling any knots, and her hair glows in the firelight like it's made of silk. She hums a quiet tune, a gentle song like a lullaby, and it mixes with the comb's whisper, making the room feel peaceful like a soft dream. Edwin watches Margaret, his eyes crinkling with a smile. The comb sound is so gentle, like a secret, and it makes him feel calm, like when you hear your mom humming while she cooks. Margaret's hair is beautiful, and brushing it is her special ritual, like when you brush your teeth or read a book before bed. She moves the comb slowly, section by section, and her hair gets smoother like a polished table. Sometimes a strand falls loose, catching the firelight, and it sparkles like a star. Margaret doesn't rush, she takes her time, like when you color a picture and want it to be perfect. The humming and whispering fill the room like a cozy song, and Edwin's thoughts slow like a toy winding down. Let's imagine Margaret brushing her hair. She's sitting straight, her nightdress soft against her skin. The stool is small, carved from oak, and it creaks a little when she shifts, like the bed. The comb moves through her hair, whisper, whisper, and her humming is soft, like a bird singing far away. The fire's embers glow, lighting her face, and her eyes are half closed, like she's dreaming while awake. Her hair falls over her shoulder, long and dark, and the comb makes it shine, like a river under the moon. Edwin watches, his heart warm, because Margaret is his best friend, and this moment feels sacred, like a quiet prayer before sleep. The last ritual is checking the door latch. Edwin and Margaret do this together, walking to the wooden door, their bare feet soft on the rushes. The door is thick, made of oak, with iron hinges that creak when it moves. The latch is a simple bar, also iron, that slides into a slot to keep the door closed. Edwin lifts the latch, checking it's secure, and it makes a soft clank like a spoon tapping a bowl. He pushes the door gently, making sure it's tight, and it doesn't budge like a rock in place. Margaret nods, her hair swaying, and they smile, because this habit makes them feel safe, like locking your window at night. They're not scared of anything. The castle has guards, and the walls are strong. But checking the latch is something they've always done, like saying goodnight before bed. It's a small job, but it feels important, like when you double-check your homework to make sure it's right. The clank of the latch is a friendly sound, like the castle saying, "You're safe, go to sleep." Edwin pats the door, like thanking it, and Margaret takes his hand, her fingers warm. They walk back to the bed, the rushes rustling under their feet, and the room feels even cozier, like a hug from the castle itself. Let's think about why these rituals are special. Hanging the cloak puts the day away, like closing a book after reading. Smoothing the blankets makes the bed perfect, like setting a table for dinner. Brushing Margaret's hair is calm and gentle, like petting a cat to make it purr. Checking the latch keeps the room safe, like tucking in a blanket to stay warm. Each little action is small, but together they're sacred, like a quiet dance that leads to sleep. Edwin and Margaret do these things every night, and it makes them feel ready, like when you follow your bedtime routine and no rest is coming. The room is so quiet now, except for the soft sounds of the night. The fire's embers make a faint hiss like a whisper, and the moonlight glows through the window like a silver thread. Rusty and Clover are on their mat by the hearth, their snores soft and steady, Rusty's deep and Clover's light, like a song with two parts. Margaret's humming has stopped, and she sets the comb on a small table, its bone white in the dim light. Edwin climbs into bed, the mattress creaking, squeak squeak, and pulls the blankets up, feeling their weight like a cozy shield. Margaret joins him, her nightdress soft, and they settle in, the lavender smell sweet like a flower dream. Edwin's thoughts are gentle, like ripples on a pond. He thinks about the cloak hanging neatly, ready for tomorrow. He thinks about the blankets, smooth and warm, waiting to hug him. He thinks about Margaret's hair, shiny and soft, and her quiet humming like a lullaby. He thinks about the latch, secure and strong, keeping the room safe. These thoughts are soft, like feathers, and they make him smile, his beard twitching in the dark. The rituals are like a path leading him to sleep, and he feels calm, like when you're in bed and know everything's okay. The fire's warmth is still there, even though the servant Will banked it earlier, covering the coals with ashes. The glow is dim like a single star, but the heat lingers like a soft breath in the room. Edwin feels it on his face, gentle and cozy, like when you sit near a warm oven. The warmth mixes with the lavender smell, sweet and soothing, and the moonlight cool and silver, making the room feel like a magical place, like a fairy tale where everyone sleeps happily. Margaret's breathing is steady now, whoosh whoosh, like a gentle wave on a lake. She's lying close, her arm touching Edwin's, warm and soft. Edwin listens, feeling her presence like a rope tying them together. Alice is asleep in her own little bed nearby, but Edwin knows she might sneak in later, her curls tickling his arm. The hound's snores add to the room's quiet song, Rusty's rumbling like a faraway storm, Clover's yipping like a tiny bell. These sounds weave together like a cozy blanket made of noise, wrapping Edwin in calm, like when your family is near and you feel safe. Let's imagine the rituals one more time. Edwin hangs his cloak, the wool heavy, the peg strong, the fabric swinging softly. He smooths the blankets, the wool soft, the lavender sweet, the bed creaking like a friend. Margaret brushes her hair, the comb whispering, her humming gentle, her hair shining in the firelight. They check the latch, the iron clanking, the door solid, their hands touching as they smile. Each action is small, like a pebble in a stream, but together they make a path leading to sleep, sacred and kind. The night is patient, like a big, soft friend, letting Edwin and Margaret do their rituals without rushing. The castle is quiet, the manor asleep, and the stars are shining outside like tiny candles in the sky. Edwin's body is heavy, his thoughts soft, and the bed is ready like a warm nest. The rituals are done, the room is safe, and sleep is near, like a gentle wave pulling him under. Let's take a deep breath together, slow and soft. Breathe in, smelling the lavender and wool. Breathe out, letting your body relax. One more time. In, calm and sweet. Out, gentle and quiet. You're with Lord Edwin and Lady Margaret in their cozy bedroom, feeling the peace of their rituals. The night is kind, the bed is warm, and this story is wrapping you in a sleepy hug, helping you drift away. This is how Edwin's bedtime rituals feel. Small and sacred, a quiet path to sleep. The cloak is hung, the blanket smooth, the hair brushed, the latch checked, and rest is near. Let's keep going nice and slow, as we sink deeper into this peaceful, dreamy story. The night is deep and calm in Lord Edwin's big stone castle, and the world feels like it's wrapped in a soft, quiet blanket. The stars are twinkling outside, and the moon glows like a silver coin through the narrow window in Edwin's cozy bedroom. He's lying in his big bed, tucked under heavy wool blankets that smell like sweet lavender, like a flower hug. His wife, Lady Margaret, is beside him, her breathing slow and gentle like a soft breeze. Their youngest child, Alice, is asleep in her own little bed nearby, but she might sneak in later, curling up like a warm puppy. By the hearth, Edwin's hounds, Rusty and Clover, snore softly, their fur glowing in the faint light of the fire's embers. The room is warm and safe, and the day is done. Edwin murmurs to Margaret, so soft it's almost a whisper, "God keep us till dawn." Margaret, half asleep, smiles and whispers back, "We'll see tomorrow." Their words are gentle, like a promise, like saying goodnight with love. The room grows still, like a pond with no ripples, and sleep is near, like a kind friend waiting. Let's picture the bedroom. It's a snug, special place with thick stone walls that keep out the cold night air. Colorful tapestries hang on the walls, showing pictures of stars, trees, and horses, but they're dim in the low light of the fire. The hearth has only a few glowing embers, like red jewels, sending a soft warmth into the room like a cozy breath. The bed is big, with tall oak posts carved with swirls and leaves, and a green cloth canopy like a tent. The mattress is stuffed with goose feathers, soft but a little lumpy, and the blankets are heavy blue and smell like lavender, making the bed feel like a warm nest. A narrow window lets in a sliver of moonlight, like a silver ribbon on the stone floor, covered with rushes that smell like a fresh meadow. The room is quiet, like a secret hideout, and Edwin and Margaret's words make it even more special, like a gentle song before sleep. Edwin is lying on his side, his head on a fluffy pillow, the lavender smell sweet in his nose. He's tired from a long day walking through the courtyard, checking the stables, eating a big supper of venison stew, bread with honey and warm mead. His body feels heavy, like when you've played outside all day and your legs are ready to rest. He's wearing a long white nightshirt, soft like a big t-shirt, and the blankets are pulled up to his chin, warm and cozy. The fire's warmth lingers like a soft hug, and the moonlight paints a silver line on the canopy, like a star shining just for him. Edwin's thoughts are slow, like a turtle walking, and he feels calm, like when you're in bed and know everything's okay. He looks at Margaret, her face soft in the dim light.
Her long hair is loose, spread on the pillow like a dark river, and her eyes are half closed, like she's already drifting to a dream. She's wearing a white nightdress, loose and comfy, and her breathing is steady, whoosh whoosh, like a gentle wave. Edwin loves these quiet moments when the day is done and it's just him and Margaret, like best friends sharing a secret. He wants to say something, a little good night, like when you tell your family you love them before bed. So he murmurs, so soft it's almost a breath, "God keep us till dawn." The words are simple, like a prayer, asking for safety until morning, like saying, "Keep us safe while we sleep." Margaret hears him, even though she's half asleep. Her lips curve into a small smile like a crescent moon, and her eyes flutter like butterfly wings. She whispers back, her voice gentle and sleepy, "We'll see tomorrow." Her words are like a promise, saying they'll wake up to a new day full of light and love. It's like when your mom says, "Sweet dreams," and you know everything will be okay. Their voices are so soft, like feathers falling, and they fill the room with warmth, like a candle glowing in the dark. Edwin smiles, his beard twitching, because Margaret's words make his heart feel full, like when you get a hug and feel happy inside. The words are special, like a little ritual, something they say most nights, like brushing your teeth or reading a story. "God keep us till dawn" is Edwin's way of saying he's grateful for his family, his castle, and the safe night. It's like a tiny prayer asking for protection, like when you say, "Please keep my family safe." Margaret's reply, "We'll see tomorrow," is her way of saying she believes in the future, like when you know tomorrow will be a good day. Together, their words are like a handshake, a soft agreement that they're in this together, like partners holding hands. The room feels warmer, like their love is a blanket, and the stillness settles like a pond after a pebble drops. Let's imagine Edwin and Margaret sharing these words. Edwin is lying in bed, the blanket's heavy, the lavender smells sweet. His voice is soft, like a whisper in a quiet room, saying, "God keep us till dawn." The words float out, gentle and kind, like bubbles rising. Margaret, her eyes half closed, smiles, her face soft in the moonlight. She whispers back, "We'll see tomorrow," her voice sleepy but warm, like a cozy song. Their words mix together like two notes in a lullaby, and the room grows still like a forest at night. Edwin's heart is happy, Margaret's smile is sweet, and the night is gentle like a big, soft hug. The room is so quiet now, like it's holding its breath. The fire's embers make a faint hiss like a whisper, and the moonlight glows like a silver thread weaving through the dark. Rusty and Clover are on their mat by the hearth, their snores soft and steady, Rusty's deep like a faraway storm, Clover's light like a tiny bell. The bed creaks a little squeak squeak as Edwin shifts, and he giggles because it's a funny sound, like the bed is saying goodnight too. The lavender smell is strong, sweet, and calming like a flower cloud, and it makes Edwin's eyes feel heavy, like when you're cozy and want to close them. Edwin's thoughts are gentle, like ripples on water. He thinks about his words, "God keep us till dawn," and how they feel like a prayer, like asking for a safe night. He thinks about Margaret's reply, "We'll see tomorrow," and how it's like a promise, like saying they'll have more happy days. He thinks about the day just gone, patting his horse, Star laughing with Alice at supper, smoothing the blankets with Margaret. These thoughts are soft, like petals falling, and they make him smile, his gray beard twitching in the dark. The words they shared are like a little gift, wrapping the day in love, like when you say goodnight and feel warm inside. Margaret's breathing is steady, whoosh whoosh, like a clock ticking softly. Edwin listens, feeling her warmth beside him, and it's like a rope tying them together, strong and kind. Her smile lingers in his mind, soft and sleepy, like a star glowing faintly. He knows she's drifting to sleep, her body soft under the blankets, and he feels happy, like when your best friend is close and you know they're okay. The room is still like a painting, and the words they spoke hang in the air like a gentle echo, making everything feel safe. The hound's snores add to the room's quiet song, like a cozy background hum. Rusty's snores are loud, rumbling like a big dog dreaming of running, and Clover are tiny with little yips like she's chasing a butterfly in her sleep. Their mat is soft, and their fur glows in the ember light like they're part of the fire's warmth. Edwin listens, smiling because his dogs are so silly, always making noises even when they're asleep. The snores are steady like a heartbeat, and they make the room feel alive like it's breathing with him. Let's think about why these final words are special.
God keep us till dawn is like a prayer asking for safety, like when you say, keep my family safe. It's small, but it feels big, like a wish sent to the stars. Margaret, we'll see tomorrow is like a hope, saying they'll wake up to a new day, like when you know tomorrow will be fun. Together, their words are like a promise, a soft agreement that they're a team, like when you and your friends say, see you later, and know you will. The words make the room feel sacred, like a quiet church, and they lead to sleep, like a path to a cozy dream. The stillness of the room is like a big, soft blanket covering everything. The castle is quiet, the manor asleep, and the fields outside are resting under the stars. The moonlight paints a silver path, like a road to a dream, and the tapestries seem to glow like they're part of the night. Edwin's bed is warm, the blanket's heavy, and the lavender smell is like a cloud floating him to sleep. His thoughts are gentle, like leaves falling, and he thinks about Margaret, Alice, and the hounds, all safe and close. The words they shared are like a little light glowing in his heart, like when you feel loved and know everything's okay. The fire's embers are almost gone, just a tiny red glow like a hidden star. The warmth lingers like a soft breath, keeping the room cozy. Edwin feels it on his face, gentle and kind, like when you sit near a warm oven. The warmth mixes with the lavender smell, sweet and soothing, and the moonlight, cool and silver, making the room feel like a magical place, like a fairy tale where everyone sleeps happily. His body is heavy, like a rock sinking in water, but it's a good heavy, like when you're so cozy you don't want to move. Edwin imagines the words again like a quiet song. God keep us till dawn, he said, soft and gentle like a prayer to the night. We'll see tomorrow, Margaret answered, her voice sleepy but warm like a promise of light. The words are like a bridge, connecting the day to the night, like when you say goodnight and no morning will come. Edwin's heart is full, like a cup overflowing, and he feels safe, like the castle is holding him tight. The night is patient, like a big, kind friend, letting Edwin and Margaret share their words without rushing. The castle is strong, its walls thick, keeping out the cold. The manor is asleep, the horses snoring in their stables, the chickens quiet in their coops. Edwin feels like he's part of this quiet, his breathing slow, matching Margaret's. The words they spoke are like a lullaby, singing him to sleep, like when your mom reads a story and your eyes close. Let's imagine the room one more time. The fire's embers glow faintly, red and warm, like tiny hearts. The moonlight shines through the window, silver and soft, lighting the canopy like a dream. The bed is cozy, with its oak posts and green cloth holding Edwin and Margaret. Rusty and Clover snore by the hearth, their fur warm. Margaret's breath, the hound's snores, and the fire's hiss are all there like a quiet song. Edwin's words, God keep us till dawn, and Margaret's, we'll see tomorrow, linger like a gentle promise. His thoughts are soft, his body heavy, and the night is kind, pulling him to sleep. The final words are like a gift, wrapping the day in love, like a ribbon on a present. Edwin feels safe, his family close, the stillness warm. His thoughts slow, like a toy winding down, and sleep is near, like a soft wave carrying him away. The castle is quiet, the stars are shining, and the night is gentle, like a big hug. Let's take a deep breath together, slow and soft. Breathe in, smelling the lavender and warmth. Breathe out, letting your body relax. One more time. In calm and sweet, out gentle and quiet. You're with Lord Edwin and Lady Margaret in their cozy bed, feeling the love of their final words. The night is kind, the room is still, and this story is wrapping you in a sleepy hug, helping you drift away. This is how Edwin's final words feel, soft and sacred, a promise for tomorrow. The room is quiet, the night is safe, and sleep is near. Let's keep going, nice and slow, as we sink deeper into this peaceful, dreamy story.